Too Much Moxie presents Mucho Art. Wearable art that represents the culture. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. You can feel it when you step in the room. That vibe, that soul, that timeless bloom. From the wall to your wall, we speak from the heart. Canvas or cotton, this is wearable art. It's
Yeah, come on up in here.
it's a mood, it's a stance.
Y'all come on up in here. We about to talk about it. Who invented country music, man? Why are these people trying to play us, y'all? We got to talk about it. We got to go back. We got to go back. So give me a minute. I'm sending out the invite. Get the lights up. We about to get started.
Let the culture be your guide. Yeah, yeah, yeah. On your chest or on your wall. It's the spirit, the soul of it all. Too much moxie.
Come on.
Canvas meets the heart. T-shirts talk like verses and rhyme. Hoodies hug you like jazz and time. We don't
I'm gonna bring you up in just a minute, Dr. No Job. We about to talk about it. In 1 second here.
We claim our space. Art that moves, art that breathes.
Sending out quick invites real quick, and we about to jump into it, man. Did y'all hear about the AMAs, man? Megan Rooney said the Carter family invented country music. Now, don't get me wrong, the Carter family got some, they got a little something. But we all know where they got their flavor from, right? We all know. We all know where they got their flavor from. We all know that. Give me 1 second, send out invites real quick, y'all. Give me 1 second.
Canvas meets the heart. Say it loud, say it strong. This is where our roots belong. Art you feel, art you live.
And then for those who stay long enough, y'all get to hear some of my country music. I dabble a little bit in country. We gonna talk about it. Let me bring up Dr. No Job real quick. Let's get this thing started, man. Y'all get them likes up, y'all. Get them likes up. Y'all get them likes up. Get them likes up, y'all. We about to get into it. We about to get into it. What's up, Dr. No Job?
Hold on for 1 second. All
right.
I'm driving. I don't want to.
Well, get this thing going right.
Background, but
Man, we gotta talk about
how TikTok be. Like a lot of things don't surprise me when it comes to these African Caucasian people. To be honest with you, but that really surprised me when they were like, to my country music, like it's not FBAs. That I'm like, y'all got some nerve. Y'all got some goddamn nerve to like I said, I call them African Caucasians, man. Because Caucasian people take people culture, take people, accolades, and put their face on it. They doing the same thing.
Yeah.
Right? It kind of threw me, I'm not gonna lie, a lot of things don't throw me off, but that's one of them. How dare you say that, man? So, and it getting real messed up in the game right now. Because they're doing that to Juneteenth, as you know. I'm going to do a live tonight about that. They're taking over Juneteenth. I'm going to do a live tonight about that one. But yeah, that kind of threw me for a loop. It's about country music. All music in America come from FBAs. Not one music not come from, not one. You could take it and add an extra string. That's still our music at the end of the day.
Exactly.
You could put Latin jazz and Latin in front of jazz. That's still our music. You see that? But yeah, man, it kind of threw me for a loop. when they say that country music, man. You know,
It's crazy, man, because we've contributed so much to this country, and just to watch them in real time try to erase it. Like, just imagine if there were no. Just imagine if all the Gen Xers was gone right now. If all the baby boomers were gone right now, and it was only left with just the millennials and the Gen Zs right now. What type of indoctrination, brainwashing, lies would they be able to really get away with?
facts.
Think about it. If we didn't really push the move that we got to start taking back our music, if we just hums the word and just kept our mouth shut and was too busy to pay attention to what's going on, we'd wake up in a situation where we contributed nothing.
Right.
And tethers and Caucasian and Hispanics would have done it all. Asians would have done it all.
Facts.
If we didn't have if some of our great uncles and great grandparents were not still alive, their story and the story of what happened to us would have never been told, man.
Facts.
This is just ridiculous, man. And I'm actually not even going to diss the African, because he even was shocked when he heard her say that. The African brother 𝗔𝗶𝗴𝗵𝘁𝘀𝘀𝗶cie he was even people, at some point, even they got to be shocked a little bit, like, man, hold on, what country music? So somebody educated that brother for him to know to give that response live on camera, and I'm glad he did, because imagine if he wasn't up there and it was another YT standing next to him.
Right. That's true. Got me on that one. That's true.
It would have just been glazed over and nobody would be talking about it.
Right.
It would have been like, I wouldn't even heard about it. Beyond, nobody would have heard about it if that brother wasn't up there. Somebody got to that brother and hipped him on the music genres here in this country, and he had sense enough to look at that and be like, hold on, man, that ain't cool. That ain't right. Just the look alone, was authentic enough for us to be like, hold on. Enough for the mainstream media to pick up on that and try to run with that story.
Of course. You know what I'm saying?
Good morning.
Of course. What up there, anti-tether? Well, go ahead.
I just want to speak on something that he just said, and it just came to my mind. I seen that last night too. The video that he's talking about with the African guy looked over at the white tee. My personal opinion, I think that might have been set up. And the reason why I say that, because he's Nigerian, right? And really, based on what we've been doing lately, in kind of like how can I put it, claiming our not only our lineage but things that we've created, right? You get where you see where I'm coming from with this, things that we've created, and I just think that they put that scenario up there so we can be more accepting of him into our lineage somehow. You know what I mean? Even though he plays country music, and then he says something about him how he was the Dolly Parton is his godmother or something like that. It seems like they're trying to, they want us to welcome him into the community. And I just get I'm getting odd vibes about this whole scenario. That's why I'm saying this. Out of clear blue sky, this lady comes to say this about the Carter family. Why? You see where I'm going with this?
I see where you're going, and that's possible. That's diabolical.
And I just thought about this when you brought. I didn't think about it last night. I thought about it as you were speaking.
Listen, I wouldn't put nothing past white. That's very diabolical for them to try to do something like that. But that fits the narrative with what they've always done and always been doing. So I wouldn't doubt that, at all. But it backfired. It backfired.
Yeah.
You know better.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
It
yeah,
backfired. It
yeah.
backfired because we still not accepting tethers. That's number one.
Exactly.
Fact.
Yes.
And we get a chance to talk to set the narrative straight again. We get a chance to change the narrative that the mainstream media is trying to lie and capitalize off of and run with. We get a chance to put it down.
It
You know,
just it just dawned on me, like, out of everybody, you had this white woman stand there and say what she said, right? And while she was standing next to him, and he it seemed like he was just on code and making the eye movement and everything. You know what I mean? It just got rubbed me the wrong way just now. I mean,
Yeah, but
I might
body
be
language,
wrong.
but listen,
Huh?
body language and face expression said it all. And it's hard
yeah,
to do
Yeah.
that. You have to really
yeah.
fake that.
It's hard to fake
You
that.
can. You got to be like a Denzel Washington. You got to be a good actor.
Yeah,
By
yeah.
the
It's
time you
hard. It's hard to tethers. They wear their emotions on their shirt, on their sleeves,
ride,
man. So it's
Hmm.
hard. I mean, even when they trying to even when they trying to lie, the truth come out because
Yeah.
it's like
Yeah.
they know they don't even believe that shit.
ride.
It just shows. It just shows.
And
But
the face expression is like, yo, that's hard to pull off. You got to be a good
yeah,
actor.
you gotta do that.
Do it.
You think you gotta
You
be a
gotta be
Denzel?
well trained.
Well,
You gotta
you.
yeah. You damn near
Mind
gotta be
you,
Denzel.
you got to be
Crying for freedom,
Denzel.
huh?
You got to be. This is real live TV. It's not like it's you know,
Right.
cut action. I need you to look this way. This is live
Yeah,
TV.
yeah,
So
yeah.
just keep that in
I
mind.
just want you to keep that in the back of your head, though. You know what I mean?
No,
You,
no,
you
we
know,
always will. Hold on. But keep this,
yeah,
not all Nigerian think like that. You got to keep that in the back of our mind, too, as well. I'm with you. They're not coming to the barbecue. We're not doing all that. You know what I'm saying? No invitation going out to them. Because like I
yeah,
said, my sword is halfway out when dealing with them, to be honest with you.
hmm,
Proving otherwise. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
Like I was telling
yeah.
you earlier about the Juneteenth. Now they're taking Juneteenth.
Did you see that flyer last night?
Yeah, and I'm going to do a live tonight about that.
Oh my
I'm gonna do a
God,
live tonight about that. I think
Jesus
so.
Christ!
I'm gonna do a lot about that one. We're the Caribbean live to talk about this. Where's the live at? Now, this would be a good topic what we have right now for an African person to harp on. But they're not smart enough to do it, to be honest, yo. They're not
But you know
smart.
what? But you know what, Doctor Nose Job and the host last year, was it last year when they were celebrating Juneteenth in New York, right? Al Sharpton came out and said, "We're going to take the opportunity on Juneteenth to protest for to have a march on Haiti's behalf," and
What?
everybody was like, "Well, what does Juneteenth, the freedom of chattel slavery acknowledgement in Texas, got to do with a Haitian?"
Yeah.
Right.
See. Hold on. See. That's the buffoonery and the BS the artistry that I'm talking about. We got Al Sharpton, a known op, Fed, Democratic Shield, still trying to call. Listen, this is how they co-opt our stuff, y'all. Y'all understand how they be co-opting our stuff?
Yes.
They try to use our days, our celebrations to prop up other immigrants
Yes.
to push.
Yes. Yes.
Look at what happened with the supposedly the George Floyd march. It got took over by Palestinians.
Right.
Ain't that something?
They used George Floyd to start talking about Palestine. Just forget us. Forget George Floyd. It's
Wow.
George Floyd is now a symbol for everybody. He's not just for Black foundational Black Americans anymore. It's now we're going to use George Floyd and talk about Palestine. That
NGAY.
is
In the GAY community, too.
Yep. Yep. And
yeah,
do you
yeah.
take notice? Do you take notice? And I was on a live last night. Almost everything is being celebrated in June. Caribbean Heritage Month. Flat. I'm sorry, my mind just
Yeah.
went blank. The LBG. Yeah. Yep. And now
Yeah.
Juneteenth, they're doing everything in June, and they're trying to coincide things with one another. You know what I mean?
And
We gotta stand up, man. They got a flyer going out saying Juneteenth no, it says Juneteenth Caribbean Heritage Month. Crazy. We can't have nothing.
Right.
Caribbean.
Right.
Listen, did y'all see that video of that Caribbean woman with the piano key missing from her mouth? Talking all that
Lord have
nonsense.
mercy.
Hey, Dr. Norm, I'm surprised you didn't talk about it, brother. There was a Caribbean woman saying that you need to get out of New York if you don't like Caribbean music.
I seen it. I seen that the young girl.
You got to get up out of New York. Yeah, she had the gap was long, man. It looked like the Brooklyn, man. It looked like the bridge, man. I mean, she need to worry about going to the dentist and getting that piano key that fell out.
About worrying about Caribbean music.
She said, if you don't like Caribbean music, you need to get out of New York.
The disrespect that we gotta take.
Mm-hmm. But you know what though? The good thing about it is that we, as foundational Black Americans, I don't care. I'm in Philadelphia. I don't know where you guys are, but I'm taking notice that the lineage is being noticed countrywide. You know, my daughter is in California, and the other day, maybe like a month or so, two ago, she was enlightening me, and I didn't even know she knew about it. But it's spreading. It's spreading. And people are knowing about how we are fighting back, and we're gatekeeping our culture, and we're not, and I told last night I was on a live. I said, we as foundational Black men have to leave these tethered women alone. I mean, we got to marry and be with our own women. That it starts from the household.
Yeah, it's hard for you to say that because your ex-wife was a tether, so.
Hey, look,
they're gonna throw that in your face. I'm just saying they're gonna throw that in your face.
Well, you know what though? And you know what too? I'm gonna take the baseball back and hit a home run and say she's out of here.
Listen. My current wife is East African, and I'm telling people, listen, man, you should be with a foundational Black American woman first. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I mean, it's just what it is. You're not gonna. You got a pool of women, and you're gonna tell me that you're gonna choose someone who's not FBA and expect them to have FBA sentiments. That's very rare.
Exactly. Yep.
That's very rare. That's very rare that you're gonna find riders. You might get you could get lucky. You can get fortunate. Like my wife, she's not a tether. Okay, so I'm fortunate, but I believe everybody's gonna be blessed to find a woman outside of their culture and their race and they not be a tether. No.
What country is your
That's crazy. Kenya, and look, I give props to Kenya. Kenyans are riders when it comes for their politics. When it comes for stand up, they still got mob justice over there. When I was over there, I saw a motorcyclist get into an accident, and I think they hit a little girl or something like that. Man, the mob got to that brother and dealt with that brother quick. If police officers get out of line in Kenya, the community will deal with that police officer quick. So I respect that. But do I expect people to all of a sudden just start finding people outside of their culture and identity and think they're going to be riders for FBA and they're not going to be trying to, push that agenda? No. I was married to a Haitian woman. Man, shout out to her. She was a good woman, but was she a tether? Yes, she was.
Yeah. Hey, look, you see how you do it?
Yes, she was.
Hey.
She was a tether. I'm sorry to say. So I keep it real, man. I say, listen, we got to find a way to get along with our sisters. Our sisters got to find a way to get along with our brothers because we are all we got, especially in this fight, in our fight.
Yes.
We don't have a choice at this point. We don't have a choice at this point. We watching videos where we're seeing brothers being who are going over to the YT women's side. They being unalive.
Yep. And they getting away with it.
Yeah, they being unalive and they hiding behind, woman and that YT race.
You see that that thing in Miami? I think they tried that girl might be getting off. That YT girl who killed that Nigerian man.
Yeah, she's getting off.
I mean, so, and you know what? It's crazy because at the end of the day, it's how his sister was out there trying to beg for FBAs to come support her and her family. And you know what? When we seen all the emails and text messages and the statements that the family was making, we all said, hell no. Hell no. No thank you. You know why? Because hell no. No thank you. You know why? Because it's crazy how they want to come to us in their time of need, but when our backs are turned, they want to sit down there and talk about us like a dog.
And it's insane the things that we got to do. I'm trying to find a video of that tether woman real quick.
Oh, you talking about the one in New York?
The one in New York.
But what about the African? She said the other day she's a first generation Nigerian, and she said, she's going around because she's getting tired of people questioning her background. Her parents from Nigeria. She's raised here, and she says that don't I look African American to you? And they were like, no, no, you don't. I mean, you look other. I mean,
we know who our people are, man.
We know our people, yeah.
I mean, and I don't understand why it's hard for people to understand that. Hold on, here's one of the sound bites. Let me see if this is the right one here. Hold on, this might be the one people's getting on their head. Hold on.
When Jamaican, Haitians, and Trini run major.
Hold on. Here we go. Right
This
here.
is to all the transplants. Leave New York City. It's no reason why y'all are complaining about Caribbean music being played when Jamaican, Haitians, and Trini run majority of this city. And the Dominicans. I'm not going to forget the Dominicans. And the Puerto Ricans, too. Get out of here. Because there's no reason why I should be seeing on Twitter people complaining about Caribbean music at a party in New York. I don't know if I'll remember, but this city is literally the Caribbean. Get out of here, please.
So that was the lady right there. Gap teeth in her mouth and everything. Long blonde weave that don't match her complexion.
But it's ironic how when I used to hang, I used to be in Brooklyn a lot. It's only 2 hours away from my house, where I live at right now. And let me tell you, when I wanted to hanging in Brooklyn, I was in like a culture shock type of thing because the average person, when in a dialogue with you, where are you from? Where are your parents from?
Yeah.
And at first I was like, at first I didn't really think too much about it because it is what it is. And I said, why the hell they keep asking me this? Then I realized that I'm in a barrel full of immigrants, with a section that I was in full of immigrants, and that was normal for them to ask that question. But the thing about it is, I had somebody come to Philadelphia, and she was beige from Barbados, her parents from Barbados, and she asked me, she said, "Are there a lot of Caribbean spots down there?" And I had to educate her. I said, here in Philadelphia, you have to realize once you leave New York City, you kind of like get into the real America. I mean, you see Americans and how Americans run America is ran. All that Caribbean music, you might find something here and there, but not on the norm. You know what I mean? And she was like, what? She said, I won't be able to hear no song. I said, nah. I said, you better bring some CDs or something. Like, listen to your iPad. I don't know. We don't do that here in Philadelphia. We have some Caribbean people, but not on a level where you looking for. You know what I mean?
Right.
They just don't really they're delusional outside of New York City.
Man, people are insane. It's getting more delusional. Like I said, just to going back to the topic, just the idea, the fact that they thought they could formulate in their mouth that the Carter family invented country music.
But
the banjo is the Black American creation.
Yeah, but even with that, like I said, I think that they want us to socially they trying to pull that African into the community, And I think this was set up. They know that he's not socially accepted within our community, even though he had that song or whatever it was a couple years ago, or last year when it was. And I think they're trying to pull him and people like him into our community, and we're not falling for it. I mean, I appreciate him standing up for us. But that's that's as far as it's going to go. I just don't trust the system. I think it was set up. I really do.
Man,
So I don't know.
I would have to agree with you, man. I
We
mean, I would have
just
to
gotta
agree.
be on cool with these cats, man. We can't, like I said, one tether come and then they all come.
Facts. Y'all get them
Next
likes
week,
up. Do me a favor, man. Get them likes up. Get them likes.
I'm gonna send
Get
some
them
out.
likes up.
Send some this morning too, because I wanna get some. This is a good dialogue over here. Get some more
Yeah,
people
yeah. Get them likes up. Share the live. Share the live. Share the live. Get them
here
likes.
right now. It's
Listen,
15.
man. Country music comes from the soul of the South. Okay. And I'm not talking about the Confederate kind. I'm talking about the enslaved, the freedmen, the black laborers who told stories with rhythm on the railroad tracks. Those are the brothers I'm talking about. We
Yeah,
make music out of misery, out of memory, and we use the banjo to do it. If you think about country music, what's the first instruments you got to name out?
yeah.
It's a black American creation, the banjo.
Mm-hmm.
There's no
Yeah,
debating that.
yeah. And don't get me wrong. Growing up as a kid, I've heard some good songs by White T when it comes to I was a Johnny Cash, Kenny Rogers.
Yeah,
Uh,
I mean, what? No, nobody this know, but you can't forget Ray Charles.
yeah. Of course. I mean, and you got, like I said, we have to,
And you can't forget the people that mentored them to get
yes,
their sound the way it
exactly,
is.
exactly. That's what I was going. Yep, you right on the nose.
You know what
That's
I'm saying?
yeah. And that's what I'm saying. You can't forget about them. But it's like you said, it's the erasure. They try to do it with hip hop, but we fought back. They tried to do it with jazz. We wouldn't let them have it.
You
So
can't forget
it, mhm.
Leslie Riddle. If they
Yeah,
want to give credit to the Carter family, well, they got to talk about Leslie Riddle.
Leslie Riddle, because he schooled them. He schooled them. Yeah.
You can't. I mean, even if you want to go to rock and roll, you can't forget who invented rock and roll. You can't forget
Chuck Berry,
who
people
they
like
have to
that. Yeah.
pay homage to. The king, the very king himself, they call Elvis, has to pay homage to Chuck Berry.
Yep. But this is where, like you said, the erasure and the whitewash. I mean, they, not even when it comes to us. I was on a panel the other night, and I got in an argument with these Hispanics about reggaeton, and I said reggaeton was created by Afro Panamanians, but at the same token, they trying to whitewash that with the white tea Puerto Ricans. You know what I mean? Everything they trying to whitewash, man. And you see, even when it comes to hip hop music, you see how they try to get light skinned ratchet girls to represent hip hop now. You know what I mean? Sounding
Man,
down, they're using them now, and then they're gonna replace those light skinned. They're gonna replace those light skinned black girls with Hispanic women, and then the
right.
Hispanic women with Hispanic men, and then it's gonna be Goya powder put on
Put on
hip hop.
everything. Put
Yeah.
on everything. And I'm so upset with Cool Herc and his sister right now.
What did his sister say?
Herc and his sister right now.
What did his sister say?
They going around talking about the first he calling his sister the first lady of hip hop,
Who?
and he calling himself the father of hip hop.
Oh my God! He said this out of his mouth.
Man, his sister said it out of her mouth. She said, "What would have happened if our parents didn't come from Jamaica and we went to Canada?" hip hop would have started in Canada. That's exactly
Look,
what he said,
they didn't
bro.
move, but he's the one who goes around. Now I've heard this out of his own mouth, on an interview. He said that he didn't start hip hop. Now she's saying this, or you heard him
Both
say
of
this?
them are saying it. They're saying that
Oh my
Jamaican
God! Oh
started
my God!
hip hop.
Oh my God!
How come they didn't start it in Jamaica? Where they come from? How come
Yeah.
there's no Jamaican music in hip hop?
But you know why they're saying this? Because the backlash was so hard and heavy, and the receipts were all there with people like John Brown, DJ Disco Mario, Grandmaster Flowers, James Brown. All these receipts were there, so there's no way to debunk it.
So I want the family to stay tuned because I'm about to do a big interview with one of the pioneers of hip hop on the West Coast.
Uh-huh.
I know him personally. He's a good friend of mine. We worked on music before in the past, and I want y'all to hear this brother's story, man.
Okay.
I'm working on getting his TikTok numbers up because I want to bring it to TikTok. If not, I'm gonna have to just keep it on YouTube. I have a
Okay.
YouTube channel, but I got a
Okay.
brother. I'm not gonna mention his name right now, but he's pretty big. I'll just say it like that. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. He's one of the pioneers of West Coast rap on the
Okay.
West Coast, and I'm
But
not
you know
talking.
what? One thing about the West Coast hip hop, right? They kept for a good portion of their music. They kept it segregated from the Hispanics, so they couldn't Brody their culture
Yeah,
like they
yeah,
tried to
yeah,
do, like they tried to do over here.
yeah, yeah, and I'm gonna have him tell his story because
Yeah, yeah.
his story
I
starts
can't
in
wait to hear this. I
his
can't wait to
story.
hear it because
Yeah,
so if we sleep on it, and we don't
his story starts in 1978, and he tells a story about two young brothers, and I don't want to give it away, but he tells a story about two young brothers coming from New York, and when he first heard hip hop, when he first heard the sound of hip hop, it sounded like two people arguing over a beat, is the way he described it. He said when he first heard these brothers, because he said they were into funk. He said they were into funk, they were into groove, they was into all that.
yeah,
But in
so they going back. Yeah, okay, yeah.
1978, that's when it started for him.
That
And he
was
put
2 years
out
old.
the first West Coast hip hop rap album in 1981. So from 1978 to 1981, he put out the very first West Coast hip hop rap album ever in
But
1981.
ain't this amazing how we're such a large country, right? But we as foundational Black Americans, we are on code with our way of thinking, our lineage, our music, and all that stuff. How it just spreads like wildfire. You see how that happens? You
Yeah,
know what I mean? So yeah, it's a domestic it's domestic on in our lineage, and hip hop is always gonna be foundational Black American identity, just like any other of our genres. You know what I mean?
yeah. Country music. Let me go back to country music because I see the tethers. I see people in there. Tethers in the
What they say?
comments
What they saying?
talk about Little Log Cabin in the lane.
Oh,
And I'm and what we're saying is without that banjo, what we're saying is without that railroad, what we're saying is without black people mentoring them. Because think about it, white people wasn't putting us on screen for something major like that.
nah, not at all. They would take it and they would sit down
They
there
were
and they put
taking
a
music.
whitey
They
face in
were
front of them.
going to our churches. They were going to our pool halls. They were going to our neighborhood, and they were cherry picking music straight
Yeah,
from our culture
yeah.
and taking it back to the white people and acting like they invented it because
But if you tell them this, they get up. If you tell them this,
they not gonna tell. I mean, they not gonna tell you they got it from black folk because they know that it's gonna be frowned upon. Every music genre we ever started or we ever put down, they tried to call it jungle music. You understand what I'm saying? If we thought of it, it was terrible. But if they thought of it, it was amazing. That's just how it was. They didn't want to give us props for anything that we been doing. They didn't want to give us no props. So to sit there and let them run with these narratives, nah, man, we gonna call them out while we still alive, while we still around, while the youth is still listening.
That's right.
We're gonna make sure that we check all lies before we leave this earth. We gonna clear up all these myths.
Exactly. We as that community, we as the elders in the community are gonna let them know, let the youth know, like, look, boom, 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 boom. Because I'm surprised now that the Africans have not tried to Africanize country music yet, too. You know what I mean? Everybody wants to put their 2 cents in. The West Indians, the Latinos, the Africans, and you know 𝗖𝗄𝗃 does, you know what I mean? But at the end of the day, we stand alone. You know what I mean? We're on our own, people.
So black people are not in control of their narrative the same way you're not in control of your resources in your homeland. The same reason why you fled over here is the same reason why black people didn't flee, and we know that the mainstream media is going to spin their narrative. So we setting this straight here, brother.
Exactly.
We setting it straight here. We controlling
You know,
our narratives through social media outlets because we don't control any mainstream media outlets.
You know, Public Enemy.
We know why we don't control any mainstream media outlets, because we're not allowed to control our own narrative here in this country.
You know, host.
That's what it is, sir. That's what it is.
Look at host. You know what it is? He just mad because he's over here and he has to. You know, he has nothing back home. So all he can do is look at us as the next best thing in his world and try to comment on what we're talking about. But you know what? He's on the outside looking in. He has nothing. He has nothing to offer to the table other than food. Other than food, we don't eat that.
Listen. African are still under propaganda and witchcraft and colonization, right?
Yeah.
They're still
praising the Queen's death.
They're still running with the narrative that everybody came from Africa when we know we been thousands of years, and it's proven already. Okay. Yeah. Just because the DNA points to a marker in a region that now says West Africa on it doesn't mean we're them people, because none of our the first indication is none of our ancestors are alive. None of our ancestors who are alive in Africa who have African lineage are alive. And back when they had lineage to that place, guess what? It wasn't even called Africa. Okay? Let's keep that a buck.
Yep.
So when you're trying to run with that crazy narrative and you're not understanding that there were black people in America with afros running around, running the United States and part of tribes, when you understand there's something called the Iroquois Federation, when you understand that there were black politicians and people in high places and wealthy black people living in this land during the same time slavery was supposed to be around. If you don't understand that, brother, I don't know what to tell you, brother. We don't got time to go back and explain our history to you, because the only person that can tell you about our history is us, not the 𝗖𝗃, man. Not, y'all can't even listen. If we want to keep it a buck, y'all can't go back 100 years. Y'all don't have the documents to go back 100 years. Y'all don't even know your birthday. You don't even know your birthday, sir.
It's January 1st.
January 1st.
Yeah.
Your so-called oral history was peed on.
You've got mail
and watered down. So for you to be sitting, and then you're using a name like Public Enemy trying to big up 𝗔𝗶𝗴𝗵𝘁𝘀. Shout out to 𝗔𝗶𝗴𝗵𝘁𝘀, but Public Enemy is a hip hop band.
Yeah.
You wouldn't even, and that's an American term. So you wouldn't even have the name. You wouldn't even know to call yourself Public Enemy if it wasn't for some foundationals. That's it. I mean, we gotta check them. We gotta let them know what time it is, because they don't know what time it is.
Yeah. They don't know what time.
They don't know what time it is.
Yeah, but you were
all our record. We're the most documented people on the planet, Public Enemy, and you know it. You know it, man. We don't got to go down this route. You know that we're documented in this country,
Well, I think
the
Public
most
Enemy.
documented race on the planet Earth. The most documented race on the planet Earth is the foundation of Black Americans. We got documents dating back to slavery, even before that.
See the thing
We can
about
do our genealogy all the way back. Some of us can do our genealogy all the way back to the 1600s, even the 1500s, sir.
yeah. I think what it is, he has some bad bushmeat this morning. You know, is upset his stomach with some cheetah piss. I mean,
Look what John Blackhawk said: the Iroquois Confederacy, the Chickamauga Confederacy. I mean, we had. Listen, Black people been here a long. Foundational Black Americans, indigenous Blacks, copper-colored races have been here a long time. We predate the red natives. You understand? They weren't even here then. They're new booties. What do you mean you was not educated? See, man, your English is messed up, brother. You got to speak English. If you're gonna be in this country, you got to learn how to speak English, brother. You can't be coming in with that broken African language. We don't understand that. But you was not educated. No, what does that mean, brother? You was not educated to those documents. What does that mean? What does that even mean? You don't even have any documents. How about that? You go find yours. I have mine, but you go find yours. How about that? I got my documents. I got my genealogy. I can go back to at least 1833. And if I want to go back further, I just got to pay a little bit of money and get those documents pulled, and that's nothing. But on my own, I can go back to at least 1833.
well, that's the thing about he's so much into us and what we talking about, what we're striving for, that he's like the average tether. He's just jealous. He wants to try to tear us down, but he has nothing to show for himself. You know what I mean? Nobody's worried about the hut that he's worried about back home with no electricity, or that tree next to his hut that he got to climb to get his bananas to eat. You know what I mean?
I got a better one. Show me your DNA, sir. Show me your DNA.
Yeah.
Show me, because I ain't never seen an African DNA, to be honest with you. I've never seen it.
Yeah.
Y'all want everybody to show y'all something, brother. Show me them birth rate, them paternity tests over there in your country. Is your son really yours? Are your children really yours? Show me them paternity tests, them DNA paternity tests of them kids over there in your homeland. I want to make sure they belong to you, sir. I want to make sure you are the father of them babies, because we know what's really going on over there, sir. We know the moment you leave, you struggle, go out there and to make you a little bit of money over there in your homeland. We know what's going on when you leave that home. The neighbor is sliding in. Your best friend is sliding in and sliding out. So show me the DNA test of all them babies in Africa, and then we can talk. How about that? Show me the DNA. I want to see it.
Yeah. He can't, but he fled. He fled. He's probably over there somewhere in I think he's probably in Camden, New Jersey. That's where they start off. He's in Camden, New Jersey.
But man, it's just ridiculous, man. It's like Native Americans, they want us to show DNA, but they never want to show their DNA. You can't find a Native American to do their DNA for the life of you. But they want you to prove that you belong to the tribe that they pretending to be from.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? And the same thing with this African Public Enemy. He don't know where he from, so he want us to prove that we from, brother. We proved it so many times that we just told you we ain't got no ancestors in Africa that are living today. That's the proof right there.
Right. Again, the only reason
we got a living ancestor in Africa, then guess where you probably come from? You probably come from Africa.
Fact. And the thing about us, like, the only reason we say we come from Africa is because of the roots, because of movies, because your grandmother never said that. Never. Look, somebody put me on game with that. Did your grandmother?
My
No.
grandmother, my father, and my mother never told me we came from Africa. My father said we was black. My mother said we was Cherokee. That's what
Right.
I've always known.
Right. And that's the story I'm going to stick with until
Yeah,
proven
you ain't lying.
otherwise.
Wasn't no Africa in my household.
Because again, they described the early explorers described the people here as black, not Mongolian, not white tea, but black. Maybe tawny, maybe swanny, black. End of the day, because Mongolians with hair like that, they would have been recognized from being here like that, and they was not. The Mongolian, I tell you about the Mongolian people, man. Mongolian, they're the one who helped 𝗥𝗶𝗴𝗵𝘁𝘀𝘀𝗶cie doors. Remember that shit. They helped them. Remember that. It's a story that down there, like in Atlanta somewhere, in that area, they had their foot on what's the president's name? He was a general at that time. I can't think of his name. He was a general.
Grant.
Nah, it wasn't Grant. Damn, it wasn't Grant. But he had his foot on his neck. And we had him. We had their back against the wall. And guess who came and helped them out? The Mongolians. We lost it. They was in Atlanta over there. I was like, wow, that sound about right, to be honest, or white, I should say.
Sound like right.
But they work. Remember, how could the 𝗥𝗶𝗴𝗵𝘁𝘀𝘀𝗶cie, when you look at the pyramids in Mexico, you don't see no Mongolians on the wall. You don't see no yellow people on the wall. Only when they getting sacrificed, when they pulling their heart out. That's the only time you see them on the wall.
God.
You don't see none of them like in a kingship position or a leadership position in the wars in Mexico. Not one yellow person. They all brown like me or dark like 𝗥𝗶𝗴𝗵𝘁𝘀𝘀😂🐺 Snipe. That's all you see. You don't see no Mongolians. Nope. No, you do not.
You should pull your heart out.
Yeah, but they sacrificed them because they convinced them being sacrificed is cool. Because I wasn't alive when they said that. I said, sacrifice was so cool. How come they only sacrificed y'all, the Mongolians? Why didn't they sacrifice their own people? They sacrificed it was cool. Come on now. Come on, you're a bunch. And they was mad, but again, they had no leadership position. In other words, they were being punked and bullied. So they was really mad about animosity against that. When the 𝗥𝗶𝗴𝗵𝘁𝘀𝘀𝘀𝘀 came, they thought they were going to team up with them to eliminate us, which they did, the Incas, the Mayans, people like that. I'm not saying I'm an Inca, but I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that part. But they thought they were going to team up with them, eliminate them, they're going to take our spot. It didn't work out too good for them either. But I've always said, look at the people who get free resources. Just look at them. How come they can't get right?
Come on,
They get free.
come on. That's facts. Look at the 3.1 million red natives who can't work for themselves, who can't be strong in society by themselves, who have not contributed anything to the United States of America, period. They're getting government handouts on government land, eating government cheese,
Right.
so on and so forth, brother. They are the original welfare recipients.
Right. Right.
The original.
Right. Tell them what they get. They get free land, right? Tax free.
Come on, tax free. They're the original welfare recipient, and who
Right.
paid for it all? Who paid
Not,
for it all?
but not only that, listen to this. They go to college for free.
Come on.
You can't get right. You can't send your kids to college for free.
And you're
Your
still
kids-
strung out on DRUGS up
Right.
on and alcoholism and all that other stuff on them, brother. Y'all can't even get life. Half of y'all can't even get life insurance.
Right. You're too drunk to fill out the application.
Too much DRUGS in their system, they can't even qualify.
Right. If you're the creator of one of the greatest pyramids, because that's a fly pyramid, if that's in your DNA, why can't you build anything else?
Man, they got y'all. Listen, the YT man got y'all living in teepees.
Right.
Teepees, man. Listen, Foundation of Black Americans, we were building things, living in buildings out here.
Right.
The one they didn't destroy, they just built on top of and built around and made it part of the structure. Listen, man, Ain't no way. Ain't no way. Ain't no way. All you can do is do little drum beat chants and make noises with your mouth and call that culture and call that
Fact.
if you really use common sense, that shows proof that they're pretending. That shows proof that they're cosplaying something they're not really, because they don't have that real spirit in them. If you dancing around the fire is your culture, is your heritage, and you think that's your claim to fame, and that's well, you don't got no culture, well, you don't got no language. Where's your chief at? Where's your horse? How come you're not on a man? Do you not know about our Buffalo Soldiers? Do you not know that we was riding and doing? Do you not know about our rodeo down there in Oklahoma? Man, these people is insane. I wish one of them would come up. I wish a red native from the reservation would come up here. I wish he would, but they never will. They won't. They just won't. They just won't.
But at the same token, man, we just gotta continue to stand our ground on every level. You know, with 𝗥𝗶𝗴𝗵𝘁𝘀𝗀, these West Indians, these Latinos, these Africans, West Indians, these Latinos, these Africans. We gotta, and like I said, we got to start gatekeeping and stop letting them into our circles. I'm serious, man. No food for a mango at the barbecue. I mean, we got to stop it, man. That's what I'm serious. We got to leave, and I hate to say it, and I don't say it. We got to leave those cookies alone, man. We sitting down there, and we letting them, they put their women in front of us, and us as FBA men, we sitting up there, we all smushy, we blowing their backs out. Next thing you know, the sisters, they sisters and they brothers there. Now the brothers trying to cosplay to be us. And now all of a sudden we all in the same game. Now they speaking on our lineage, on our culture. We got to stop that, man. We got to be with our own. I'm serious. It has to start somewhere.
I want to hear from ID Cap your something. Your
Mona Lisa.
You can call me Stephanie.
How you doing?
Hi.
Yeah, go ahead. Explain to us about Jimmy Rogers and the Carter family, and how they invented country music.
They didn't invent it. Nobody, no one group or one person invented country music. Country music is a derivative from blues, which is where people get the thought that it was created by black individuals. No, Black Americans and white Americans as a whole created country music.
That sounds like hip hop when y'all
That's
start.
why.
Yeah.
That's why.
We all the same we all the same gang type of crap.
Yeah,
That
that's
sounds
a
like
lot
Tether
too.
talk. That sounds like Tether
Yeah,
talk.
see it.
Hold
Because
on, y'all.
if
Let
you
her rock
get
out.
that,
Hold on.
I smell
Hold on,
fufu.
everybody. Let her rock out. Hold on.
hold on, let her
Rock out. Let's hear this.
let her finish though. But you got to understand who influenced their sound and who they were mimicking in their music tree. Country music comes from the railroad, man. Do you
That's
disagree
right.
with that?
No, I don't. I know that's
So
where
who
it comes
invented
from.
country
But
music if it came? Where did they get these stories to put in their songs from? Where did they get the cadence? Where did they get the banjo, which is the most popular instrument in country music? Where did they get that from if we didn't invent it? I'll let her come back. I know
T-Top, I
You
want
know
to
what she
explain to
did?
my.
no, I'm
Explain to
sorry. I was getting a call. That's why
Yeah,
it
hold
took.
on. Hold on.
my
Um,
bad. Let her rock out. Go on. Answer the question.
but
Where'd
no.
they get
So
the banjo? And where'd they
first of
get the
all,
storytelling and the cadence to even sing country music if they didn't get it from Black Americans, foundationals? Go ahead, man.
so I know that the banjo was created by Black Americans. I know that. But that's not saying that one person created country music. That's all I'm saying is country music came from a really shitty part in our time. That's where it comes from.
Came from slavery, man.
Yes, I know this. I
So
know. It's called.
so how
It's
can you
really
say
called. It was called
that
American
more than
blues at
one
first.
person invented
Hey,
it?
Mona Lisa. Who you think? You said it was derivative from blues, right? So who created blues?
Yeah, it was initially called American blues. I said I understand Black Americans created blues. That's where the idea comes
We created
from,
country music
that
too.
they created it. That I said that when I came up.
Yeah, man. But we all matter of fact. Let's just keep it a buck. All genres in music came from Black Americans. Black Americans gave that gift to America, to the United States. It came from us. All music genres today comes from Black American roots. Do you disagree with that?
I do. I do disagree with that. I
Okay,
understand things like rap, hip hop, blues, jazz. Those are Black creations. But you need to realize that there are other cultures in the world that have their own music that comes into the United States, right?
okay,
We are a
Jamaican music,
melting pot.
Jamaican music, reggae music copies R&B, our music out here. Name reggaeton copies
Hold on, hold on.
comes from
I'm
our
not
music.
I'm not talking about
So
other
all
I'm
these
not
other
talking
Name it.
about
Hold on.
music
other
that
Black
Name
you're
the
talking
cultures.
music.
I'm
Hold
about,
on.
talking
the
about
roots come
everything
from Black
else.
America. So explain to me what music does not come, that's not influenced directly by Black Americans. Go.
Sure, Native American music, Irish
Oh my
music,
God.
Japanese music, Chinese music. Like I could keep going.
All right, hold on.
So let's talk
K-pop.
about Black American music, rock and roll, country, hip hop, R&B,
We covered
pop,
that already.
jazz. Let's talk about all the music
Hold on.
genre
Hold on.
that come from the United States of America.
You said
Stop
native.
gaslighting us
Hold
because you don't know
Nobody's
nothing about.
gaslighting. You're
Hold
gaslighting
on,
yourself
sweetheart.
because I
Hold
never said
on,
that.
sweetheart.
No, you're
You do
gaslighting
not know
yourself
anything
because I
about
never
country
said that.
music, and you do
I
not
never
listen to.
said that. You're
on.
I'm
Hold
gonna
gaslighting
go
on.
to my
yourself because
mute
I
her.
never said
Hold
that.
on. Hold on. Now, hold on. I want to
Mute
hear
it.
native. Hold on. I want to hear Native American music. What is that?
Me too. Sing
I
it.
never heard of
Native
Native American
American
music.
music, they're
Yes.
traditional music that they've been playing for like
Yes.
hundreds, like
Sing a
thousands of
song
years.
if
Like,
it's
see, hold on.
popular.
Hold on, hold on.
Sing us a
Please.
popular
Play, hold
Native
on.
Would
American
you
song.
want me to
Play it.
give you an exact
Yeah,
song?
play it.
I
Yeah,
don't
no, no, no,
know.
no, no.
I
Play the
don't
melody.
know.
Hold on. Play the song. Can you play the song? The melody is something.
And play us an Asian song too, since you broke it
I know,
up.
hold on. One at a time. Let's debunk what she's saying first. She said Native American, which is black people, by the way. But let's go with that.
Oh,
Name the
Jesus
name. Oh, whoa, whoa,
Christ.
whoa, 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 whoa,
You're
whoa.
one of
This
those.
name. Hold on. I will Google the Native American song right now and play it on my other phone so we can hear it. Name the
Go
Native.
for it. Go
Yeah.
Google a Native American song. I
Um,
don't care. But as far as what
no,
Sweet was
no. You
saying,
just
you
come
came
up
up
here.
here
Hold
real
on.
loud,
I'm finna go on my other page.
real
Too
confident.
much.
Okay, okay.
This is
Um,
she.
I okay, well, she's just real wrong because I already said that I know that blues, jazz, hip hop, rap. I know that that is a creation from Black
Hold on, hold on,
Americans.
hold on,
I
hold on.
know
Time
that,
out.
and I said
Time out.
that.
Hold on. Time out. Time out. I just Googled Native American song. All it is a chant. It's not a song. It's a chant. That's it.
Just
Not a. It's
because
not.
no,
Stop it.
hold on.
Deal.
Just
No,
because
no,
it's
no.
not some
Listen.
upbeat
No, chill.
song with 5,000
Listen, man.
lyrics doesn't mean
Listen.
anything. It's still
Listen.
music.
Listen.
That's what I'm saying.
Listen.
No, because
Listen.
you're not saying anything intelligent right now.
All right. All right. I'm not.
I
When I go.
understand it's
Oh
chants.
my
It's their
God.
music.
Can
It's
I?
not
My
music.
music
Stop.
say too much.
It's
And
not
like I was
music.
saying, ma'am, could you
Hold on.
not
Hold on. Hold on.
interrupt me when I
Hold
speak?
on, hold on. It's not whoa, 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 whoa. That is not music. They chanting, and they get that from Black Americans, by the way, which is the original Native American.
Listen. Y'all
Okay,
are
so
taking
here,
one group of
can I
oppressed
say
people
something?
that really need their own recognition and you try to put your own
Not the
problem
natives
onto
who
it. Y'all
sold,
need to
who
stop that
captured
shit.
Black Americans.
The
Please do not
native
try to play the
uses the
victim.
What
flutes.
did you
You
wait, hold
Natives
people,
on. What did
use
you
the
you
say? What did
flutes,
people
you
and the
say?
flutes
actually.
come
Hold
from
on,
What did you just
Africa.
hold
say?
on real quick. Hold
You
on
Repeat
real
that.
people.
quick. Hold on
Repeat
real
that. No,
quick, Miss
not the you
Rose.
people part. What did you
Hold
say?
on.
Repeat the other part.
Hold on
Not the
real quick.
Native Americans that
Hold
sold and
on real
enslaved
quick,
Black people. Get
Ooh,
off
everybody.
me,
that's actually so funny, Sweet, because you don't know history apparently.
Hold on
Native
real
Amer-
baby.
quick. Hold on. I'm the host. Y'all got to be quiet when I'm talking.
Oh,
Now,
I'm
if I
sorry.
say hold on. We can't hear everybody if we're talking over each other. I'm here for the conversation. I want to hear it. I want to give everybody their time to speak, but I want you to be respectful and not over talk each other so people in the audience don't get lost. So people, we want to hear what y'all saying. We want to hear the scholarship that you guys are bringing to the table because if you're not really talking scholarship, you're just saying I'm white and I say so at this point. I want you here. I want you to back. I want you to come with proof. I want you to lay the case out and show your proof. Country music is not a evaluation of. It came from Black American roots. There's all music in America comes from Black American roots. There's no chanting is not music. You know
Okay,
that, right?
so can I say something? You are absolutely insane if you think Black Americans created every music in the world.
It's true.
Okay? No, it's
Prove it.
not.
Prove it
It's
not.
not.
Okay,
It's
don't
Africa.
say
It's
it's not.
Africa.
Ma'am,
It's
ma'am.
Africa.
Oh Lord. Oh Lord. Hold
Yeah.
on. Hold on.
Good morning,
Black
Dr.
Americans
Mojo.
bring it from Africa. That's
No,
what they
get
did.
it.
They brought it
Majority of
from
the
Africa.
music
Yeah.
that's influenced the world, the majority of the music was made 300 years
The
after
hell was
the
You
Africa?
first.
wish.
You know,
Hold on,
if
You
I could
sweetheart.
just,
wish.
if I could just cut in
Jazz,
You
real, if I
wish.
could
jazz,
just cut in
and
real
You
quick,
wish.
jazz.
because
Okay, hold
Why
on.
y'all
We're not
yelling
You
gonna
about
wish.
South
overtalk each
Try
other.
Africa?
millions of years ago by
First of all, I think Triggers was talking. Okay, she
yeah,
was
I just wanted to touch on what Sweet said because we moved past that way too quick. You
No,
were
y'all won't let
no,
me
hold on, let me
speak. Y'all
finish. Shut
speaking over
up,
me.
Hold on, Sweet.
shut
I'm gonna
up.
let you speak. I'm gonna let you speak.
Baby,
You were
tell me
so
to shut up
dead
one more
ass
time.
wrong. Shut up,
I
Hold
shut
told
up,
on,
somebody to
Sweet.
play
shut
Hold
up,
that
on.
block
shut
suit.
up,
Whoopi.
shut up.
Whoopi.
I
Tell
don't
me to
care.
shut up one more time. Say
I
it.
Hold on.
Say shut up.
I just did it like 12
Don't
times.
drop
What are you
her.
gonna do?
Don't drop her. Don't drop her.
I'm
Hold
blocking
on.
her.
Don't block her. Don't block her. Don't block her. Don't do it.
Anyway, all I was trying to say
Jesus
is
Christ.
that when she said that the Native Americans were helping enslave Black Americans, that is false. The Native Americans were one of the biggest aids in smuggling slaves across the border to Mexico to help them escape. So lie again.
Man, shut
Lie
up.
again.
Shut up. You
No,
shut up.
you shut up.
Well,
You
they
shut up.
enslaved us too.
Get the dick out of your
That's
mouth.
that white. That's that YT. That's that YT stuff. You already just told the black sister to be quiet and
He's
shut
just
up.
such a fucking idiot. I'm
Disrespectful
Native
YT.
American. I'm Seminole. You
Well,
fucking
whatever
idiot.
you is,
Boy,
you
get
sound
out of
like
here.
you YT.
Do you know what?
Yeah,
Do
she
you
I
know
don't
sound
what
even
like
know what the
Seminole
fuck
means,
that
ma'am?
means.
Hold on. Do you know
Like, you
what
sound
Seminole means?
dumb.
Do you know what Seminole means, ma'am? Do you know what Seminole means? You're claiming you're Seminole. Do you know what it means?
It's the Seminole Native Americans of Tampa, Florida, my guy.
No,
Do you
no,
know what
no.
Seminole means, ma'am? Do you
Yes.
know what the word Seminole
I'm
means,
gonna
ma'am?
Google it now. She's a white woman. I went to her page. I
that's
said,
the
yeah.
white yeah.
She is. Do you know what Seminole means? Seminole means runaway.
Whoa. No, don't tell her. Hold on. I don't want you to say nothing. I
Oh,
want to.
man.
She's. When will
You don't
white
even
people
know
run
that
away?
Seminole's not even the real name of that actual
Thank you.
tribe. They
Thank
gave
you.
it that name. It's because all these black people was up in that tribe. That's what it
Thank
was.
you, man.
She a $5 Indian. That's what she is.
Yeah.
$5 Indian.
Yeah,
That's what she is.
she's
Not
a
real
$5
suspect.
But
Indian.
when the Seminoles been white? When have the
You went to
Seminoles
Google
been
what
white?
Seminole means, y'all.
Because the war that the Seminoles had was always melanated. And sweetheart, and to the African girl on here, what you're trying to attach yourself with, you cannot. You can actually look up and see how Black American culture and music has influenced the world. The modern day drum, the modern day banjo guitar, the guitar, the pop, the jazz, the hip hop, the R&B, the rock and roll,
Yup.
the country, the neo soul, and then to mention other countries, including Afro beats, was influenced by Black American culture that was already over here. It's not influenced by nothing African.
That's
Black
right.
Americans was going through their
Okay.
own struggles over
Hold on.
here. We wasn't singing about what was happening in Africa. We wasn't worshiping the Africans who they was worshiping when they was selling us. We was
Hold
Well,
actually
why would
making
you
our
sing
own
about what was
music. I'm not
happening?
finished speaking, young lady. I'm not finished speaking. And when you
Okay,
look out through
well, don't go
when you
on and
look
on
out
and on
through the
forever.
world, when you look out through the world, you see Japan, you see China, you see Africa, you see Greece, you
You
see
lose your
everywhere
point.
around the world that is
Ask
influenced.
her.
They
Ask
even
her.
name their music after us. You can even see their documentation where they actually came over here to study Black American music. And to try to
Ask
remove
her what
us
Africans
because
influence.
you want to dress and have our aesthetics is wrong.
Yeah,
We also created the
ask her what
styles.
Africans. Hey, what Africans influence? What
on.
y'all
Hold
influence
on. 1 second, everybody.
besides
Hold on.
unsentimental?
Hold on 1
Okay,
second. Hey,
so
hold on. Let me
I'm
finish.
not gonna talk
Hold
over
on,
you
hold on.
guys. So
Hold on, everybody, please. Do me a favor, Too Much. Block this dude, Borica Republic. Please block him for me, please. Somebody block him.
All right,
Please.
mods, can y'all block? I'll block him real quick. I'll block him.
Thank you. Please block
What?
him.
What happened?
Now, because you do with your troll, lying on doc, you just follow me everywhere. Please block him.
That 𝗏𝗏𝗴𝗵𝘁𝘀𝗀𝗶?
Okay, hold on.
Okay.
Taj, we're here for but we need you to come out of the tunnel, out of the fishing tank, or wherever Echo or the bathroom. I don't know where you at.
Yeah, you know about being in a fishing tank, but I'm in the gym. I like to work out. I don't like to sit on my ass like you.
Sweetheart, I work out too and I lose weight.
Yeah.
So what's your point?
It's
And
not you, honey. I'm talking to the guy.
Okay,
Are
don't
you
do
the
my,
man?
don't do the
You
man
got
like
issues.
that. Do not do the
Well,
man
you
like
got
that.
issues. Sit down.
Do not do
So let me
do
respond
not
to
do
you, okay?
any man like
Let
that on
me
this
respond
panel.
to you, honey.
Sweetheart, do not do any
Anything that
man like
you
that on
are
this
trying,
panel.
honey,
Because we
anything you
both
are
work
trying
out.
to
We both hit
detach.
the gym.
Girl,
We
go
both do
ahead. I'm
that.
a mute. I'm a mute. Go ahead.
Don't do that.
No,
Do
Taj,
not try to
no,
insult
Taj.
any
Hold
man.
on, y'all. Let her.
It's okay. Let her rock out. Go ahead.
Yes.
You got the
Yes.
floor. Rock out.
Yeah, because she want to fight because she don't got nothing tangible, right?
Come on, man. Let's go
Nothing,
ahead.
I don't
nothing
like
that's...
things tangible. I'm not
Okay,
fighting with you. You
so...
just feel intimidated and
All
you're
right, go
lying.
ahead. Go ahead, girl. Go ahead. You got it.
The
No,
only,
little
the only
girl.
thing,
Little
hey,
girl.
the only thing the Africans good at is running from their
And
country.
lying.
Come over here. That's all they is. That's all they good at.
All
They
right.
ain't influencing shit.
Let her rock out. This is good TV.
Manny, I know we skipped you. We gonna come to you, let you rock out, but let's let Taj rock out real quick. Go ahead. Nobody come off mute. Let her come with whatever scholarship she thinks she has. Go ahead, Taj. Go ahead.
All right, I appreciate that. Yeah, so honey, anything that you are trying to detach yourself from will never happen. Okay, you can never detach yourself from Africa, however hard you try, unless you go wash your, bloodline out. Wash your bloodline out by marrying and mixing with other race. You can do that, okay? So here's the thing: every music comes from Africa. Okay, Black Americans bring music from Africa and introduced it. Can you let me finish? I know, if it's not true, you shouldn't have a hard time sitting there and listening to it. If it's not true, you should be able to ignore it. Okay, so Black Americans bring every music genre from Africa. There's absolutely not one music that Black Americans, African Americans, created here in America that is spanking brand new to the world. Not one. Okay? I mean, the world went to Africa to learn music. They didn't come to America to learn music from black people. They did it. The world went to Africa to learn mathematics. Can you let me finish? I thought you said you were going to let me finish.
Ma'am, I'm the host. So we got to unpack some of the stuff that you're saying. You can't just go. I want to really.
Well, okay, all right.
I want to really get into this.
You don't let me unpack when you guys pack it onto me, though, right? When you guys pack information onto me, y'all don't let me unpack.
I'll finish, man. Let her finish.
Don't get triggered. Go ahead. Go ahead, ma'am. Go ahead.
What's about That's what your mama call you? Great. Okay. So here's the thing. Yeah, y'all think y'all want to be like YT so bad that you guys starting to think like them. Superior mindset. We created everything. This is the white people mindset, and you're picking that up from them, right? Because you want to be them so bad. Because you want to be accepted by them so bad. Because you want to assimilate and become them so bad that you are starting to think and behave like them by thinking that you created everything under the sun, which is insanity.
We don't want to smell like wet dogs and can't stand the sun.
Can we keep it too factual?
You want to be so bad.
We understand that you're mad, but can we keep it too factual? Could you please name the music that, because when we look it up, no, sweetheart, nobody's arguing with you.
You want to argue, sweetheart?
I don't have no reason to argue with you.
Sweetheart, you love
I don't have no reason. I really don't have no reason.
That's part of your culture, sweetheart.
Okay. If it's a part of my culture, I accept everything in my culture. But poverty is 100% your culture. Poverty is 100% your culture. But ma'am, can we stop it? Can we please stop it?
That's also you disrespecting us.
Can we please stop it? Because the simple fact is, carrying spiritual is not creating the music. And all the music was not created from descendants of Africa slavery.
Yep.
It was descendants from slavery from the United States. You can't name a music that black, and I want you to all look this up. What music that was influenced meaning black Americans studied, watched it, and took it in that came from Africa. And please name the countries because it's 54 countries in Africa. Now, the music that's studied is Black American music. And you can actually look this up. And you can actually look up the days and the years that the music came about. What we were singing about again in the United States don't have nothing to do with any African countries, especially when the music was made. Because if that's the case, y'all was colonized when a lot of this music was made and titled. Y'all was colonized. The music that's being popularized is not the songs that we sung on the field. It is not the songs that the Africans sung to gather up and muster up and work the sugar canes, the cotton fields. The music that Japan, Korean, Africa, and all over the world is studying is Black American music, jazz, blues, hip hop, R&B, pop, rock and roll, and country. It is not that Black Americans think that we invented everything. You're actually living in the world, in the country that did invent the most inventions.
Facts.
And Black
Facts.
Americans is a part of the highest group with the most inventions. The clock on your wall was invented by a Black American. So was this digital wireless cell phone. The only reason you want to remove Black Americans from creating the music that you love to listen to is the same reason you want to take Black Americans out of the creation and inventions is because you're insecure, because you had to move to America for a better life and to take advantage of the privilege that Black Americans and Americans invented. See, your country haven't even invented anything, but we can turn to your country and see our culture in your country.
All day.
You
Yep.
cannot
She
come
wasn't
over
even. She
here
wasn't even.
and see your culture
Wolfie.
in our country unless you're doing it and you're not doing it. Your hair's
Wolfie.
relaxed. Your hair is
Right,
flat
Wolfie.
iron. You got some
Wolfie.
kind of chemical that was invented by a Black American in the Western or some kind of
This what.
heat.
This what I don't like, Wolfie. I don't like when these Africans that's over here in this country, descendants from runners, couldn't even they ancestors couldn't even fix their own land, they own its whole country, and they come over here and trying to talk down on people like us, on descendants of slaves in America like I am. My great granddaddy, he was a slave in Maryland, and my great grandma was a slave in Mississippi. And I just can't stand when they come over here smelling like goddamn reddish or whatever they smell like. Come over here and try to downplay what we did in this country as FBAs. I hate when they do that. She wouldn't even be allowed to be over here if it wasn't for my ancestors fighting and shit and try to do this and that. And I'm new to this FBA thing, but I woke up and realized I'm tired of our race getting shitted on by these so-called African people that can't even fucking take baths properly and smell like I ain't even gonna talk about them like that. But
Okay, I just want to end this last statement by reading what the search engines say. Black Americans didn't copy African music as much as they carry it spiritually forward. Unknowingly at times, since direct culture continually was often broken by slavery. See, these Africans forget that everything that we was created came from us over here, didn't have nothing to do. The spiritual, it's just to remember Africa, but y'all forget y'all marched us around that forgetful tree. So don't be marching us around that forgetful tree before you sell us to European and then come back 500 years later and say you one of us and we one of you. Go mark yourself. Walk around that forgetful tree and forget us. Forget the western side of the world. Stay in your continent. Because one thing about it, your culture is not a strong influence over here in the Western world or in your own continent.
African music ain't played around the world like our music here. We got Chinese, Asian, everybody copying our style, break dancing and doing all. Who you think invented it? We our music all over the world. Ain't nobody bumping no African around here or nowhere else. Ain't nobody beating on no damn one single drum with some. Never mind. Let me just stop, bro. Let me stop, man.
Go in, brother. We need it because the truth is coming out every day, all day. We the best of the best right here in America.
And they know it, man. That's why they feed off us. We influence everything that's going on around here. Even the YT people try, and she saying we try to be like them. Man, they take our stuff. Back in the day, they took our inventions, patented them. We invented all of it. They invented patents. We invented inventions. They invented patents. That's what they did. And ain't nobody try to be like them. They always around our space. We ain't trying to go over there with them. They always effing with us.
But the thing that hurt their feelings the most is when they spread in their lies and then they can't back it up with the truth. No search engine, no book is gonna give them the truth because they're gonna realize you just came out of colonization and you have not invented anything to represent what you went through in colonization. You're mad because we're letting our ancestors and their spirits live on through our music. That's why our music is being studied, because we're true to ourselves. We're not immigrating to other countries and trying to take those people out. And you want to say we're Europeans. I don't have a problem with the European blood being in me, just like the African blood, just like the native. You're on my land. I'm not on yours. I'm not looking like your women. You're looking like ours. Your man is actually dressing like our men and appropriating our music. You're not appreciating. You're actually stealing like the European and trying to rewrite history to add yourself in. This is what your African country artist singer said. And Too Much, could you big back me, because it's funny that I screenshot this and you have this topic up.
𝗔𝗯𝗴𝗵𝘁𝘀, go ahead. That's exactly what I was talking about.
Beyonce a country singer?
Talking about the
Beyonce is 100% a country singer because it comes from her lineage, her ancestors. That's the thing with you people. That's the thing. Y'all, what have y'all created? What music have y'all created? Y'all want to go back and forth without bringing anything to the table.
She's not a country singer. She's far from a
please show
country
us
singer.
what music your race have created, and we can just end this.
What music my race has created?
Yes, and we can just end the
I want to
discussion.
hear them. That's what I'm. This is good TV. I want to hear them. What music you created? What music?
What does it matter?
It does
Men
matter.
created music. Women created music. It doesn't matter by color. You're just racist as fuck for.
Brother, you speaking out of turn.
You're racist as fuck for even
Baby,
saying
you cannot gaslight with this racist stuff. We don't care about your feelings being hurt.
Beyonce ain't
What
no country
music have
singer.
your
She's a
race
rap
created?
bitch.
Mute.
What you call me, your mama?
When they get
Y'all on the planet. Y'all
hey,
know. Okay, I
Hold
got
on, y'all. This is the host. Hold on. Listen,
my bad, bro.
I thought he was gonna say some scholarship, so I allowed him to talk out of turn. But obviously, he didn't have nothing to say, so I had to mute the brother up. Now, let's keep standing on business. Go ahead, Wolfie. Present what you need to present, and let's keep this thing going.
Can I say one
Alrighty,
thing?
they mad when it comes to Black Americans' creation and inventions. It always make the European and the African mad, and the so-called native. But all you have to do is bring something to the table that the world is actually utilizing today that your people created. It shouldn't be that hard. But
That's what they
𝗔𝗯🐂 was
do.
basically saying that country music was created by a bunch of people who came together in the struggle to bring unity. This is the rewriting of history that white people like the buffer class to do. And the buffer class come up here and they do it so freely. You heard a so-called Native American. You heard this African. She's either from East or South Africa. Come up here and try to take away what Black Americans created without trying to add in what her country created. Because 100 times out of 100 times that the music that her country listening to right now was influenced by Black American music.
And you see how
I have
that
a list
disrespectful. You see how
of
that
music
disrespectful
that
guy.
from Africa that was influenced by Black American culture. Not one not one music was influenced by Africa. They trying to say it was the African spiritual connection. No, baby, we don't have no spiritual connection from you. I'm telling you that right now as a Black American.
Hey,
I
Wolfie,
don't feel
Wolfie.
any connection to you.
Me either. Hey, Wolf, you know what they do too when they get bagged in the corner? You heard what he just said before you got dropped.
What is
Color
it?
doesn't matter. Color, they always say that when they get in a corner and they can't really
Come
defend
on.
what you talking about. That's what they say.
Colors around the planet, but color doesn't matter.
Think about
Outside
think,
the planet.
think
Oh, my
about
bad.
how
Go
you
ahead.
stumped them. What music did your race create? Did your ethnic group create? And you know what happens after that? They malfunction because it's not in their programming.
That's right. Bring it out.
It don't matter about that. Y'all racist. He had to resort to calling names, to anti-black hatred stereotypes. That's what he had to resort to
That's all he got.
because his system was malfunctioning overload because you hit him with the kaboom. The kaboom was, what did your culture, ethnicity group, race create? And they can't say one thing at all, especially when it comes to music genre. So that's it right there. That proves
So
that
let me ask you a
Did
question.
you
You
mute
said,
this public
programming
enemy?
and heavy witchcraft. That proves
You don't
it.
have to block him. Just mute him. He just like to come follow me in lies and
He's
harass
been
me.
here since the
So we're
morning.
not gonna. We don't want to take
This
away from
brother's
your
been
view.
spitting some fallacy since this morning.
and look, can I answer the question
You was
of
here
Beyonce being
Let
a
that
being the
brother know
host.
we got our queen back, man. You know, chill out, brother, because we got the queen back, man. Go
And
ahead.
then
Go
they
ahead.
so damn dumb. They so damn dumb in the
Yeah, we
comments
don't
talking
care
about
about our
native with.
women,
Do
man.
they?
If you don't want us to mute you, do not at me no more. That's all.
Indians work
My
like
only
Indians
thing when
work
y'all
I
see
with
me
muted
on
white.
you
this
for
panel, do
I
not
muted
at
you
me.
for 5 minutes, so you got a 5 minute break. Just calm
Just
down.
don't at me.
wait, can I answer the question of Beyonce as a country singer?
Yeah,
Because
answer that question,
it's
please.
extremely common sense. She sang a country song.
Yeah,
Therefore, she's a
right.
country
You
singer.
got a country album out.
They always trying
She's
to
a country
whitewash
singer,
our
and it
history,
was,
man. Indians wasn't white. Indians wasn't YT.
if
That was
she,
What's wrong with them?
right, and it was more popular than a lot of so-called country singers. So y'all mad? Y'all mad? You pressed? She's a country singer. If whatever day she chooses to be, she is. That's all.
well. The thing about it is, at the end of the day, they jealous. They mad. You have to realize that she comes out with a country song, and they say, well, what are we going to have left? They took golf from us. I mean, now they want to come out and take back hip hop. I mean, take back country music. Why not? It was always ours.
Man,
I
we
mean,
finna come and take back everything we lost, man. That's what's going
rock and
on.
roll, hip, country, bluegrass, it all belongs
Everything
to
they
us.
stole. Well, we didn't even
Yeah.
lose it. They just stole it from us. That's what happened. And we coming for ours. And I'm 10 toes down with me and mine.
I don't.
And my folks up over here. I'm tired of getting shitted on by everybody. They got us messed up.
I don't remember. I don't know if you guys remember that group Hootie and the Blowfish came back out in the '90s. Does anybody remember that group?
Yeah, of
Yeah, his
course.
name Darius Rucker. Wasn't
Yeah,
he the lead?
yeah. And it was crazy, right? How I was working in a majority white tea area, right? And they were saying the lead singer, he's a black guy. He's a black guy. He's a black guy. Yeah, he's black. He's FBA. Why? Oh, we didn't know that black guys sung rock and roll. What? Come
Well,
on.
hold on. I'm about to. First of all, I need y'all. There's 81 people in the room. We need to get the likes up. I'm gonna play. I keep telling y'all I do country music, y'all. So I'm gonna play one of
Mhm.
my country music songs that's out now on Spotify, so y'all know that black people do country. And while the music is playing, I need everybody to tap the screen and share it live. This is one of my songs right here. Let me play it right here. Here we go. Woke up this morning with a fire in my soul. Life's been a battle, but I won't lose control. From the streets to the get them likes up. And the beats collide. I'm a man on a mission with no place to hide. Through the highs and the lows, I keep pushing on. Every scar and bruise a badge when I'm done. Got my eyes on the prize, can't nobody break my stride. With the rhythm of the sea in the heart of the countryside. Man on a mission with a fire in his eyes. Facing every challenge, reaching for the skies. Strong in his purpose.
hearts glow. With the drill and the beat and the blues in my veins, I'm a man on a mission, breaking all chains. Through the highs and the lows, I keep pushing on. Every scar and bruise a badge when I'm done. Got my eyes on the prize, can't nobody break my stride. With the rhythm of the city in the heart of the countryside, laying on a mission with fire in his eyes, facing every challenge, reaching for the skies. Strong in his purpose, nothing can sway. He's a man on a mission, forging his own way.
Get them lights up.
When the night is darkest and the road is long, I'll keep on marching to the beat of my song. With every step, I'm closer to my dreams. A man on a mission, like a rushing stream. Man on a mission, with a fire in his eyes, facing every challenge, reaching for the skies. Strong in his purpose, nothing can sway. He's a man on a mission, forging his own way. With the blues and the beats in the heart of the land, I'm a man on a mission with my fate in my hands. Through the trials and triumphs, come what may, I keep on pushing, forging my own way.
All right, y'all can, if y'all like that, go check it out. It's on Spotify, on all major streaming sites. Just look up Too Much Moxie, and y'all can check that out. But yeah, man, we do it all, man. There's nothing we don't do. There's nothing black people have not had their hands in this country. In this country, we built this thing from the ground up, from scratch. Everything y'all think, even down to the very Constitution, I'm gonna just keep it a buck, came from foundational Black Americans. Came from us. Came from indigenous Americans. The Iroquois Federation. If you look at their Constitution, it's widely similar to what we got today. I'm just telling y'all that the things we do, the things we've been doing, just because y'all don't know about it or y'all don't want to recognize it, don't mean it's not true. All we're saying is show us some scholarship to prove us wrong. Shut us. You know how you can shut us up? Show us somebody who's greater than Beyonce. Show us somebody who's greater than our Michael Jacksons. Show us somebody who's on the same level of George Washington Carver. So just show us. Just bring it to the forefront, because maybe we forgot. Maybe we missed it. So if you can bring us that scholarship, then we can entertain it and have a real conversation.
Man, you know how you
It's
let a
crazy that
neighbor
you say
borrow a
that, though, right?
broom?
Because just the other day, right, they showed a video of Tyler, that African artist, and she was just praising how she wished that she was born and raised in America because she wanted to be American so bad growing up as a child.
I seen that video. Yep, I seen it. I know exactly what you're talking about.
Dude,
You know how
we got brothers and sisters who live.
you let a neighbor borrow a broom or something, and
Yeah.
you know it's your broom,
Yep.
and they keep it so long they think it's theirs.
Yeah.
That's the same. That's the same thing going on.
You know, I got a couple brothers and sisters who live over in Africa, and when I tell you, do you know how fast they come back to America? Do you know some of them brothers who say that they lay down with cows and dogs and chickens? Like, understand how they get all our greatness. You know, they get all the ideas from us. Let's be honest. So it ain't cracked up it is to be as they show us on the so-called Hollywood TVs or the other nation of people TV. So understand, when you go to different parts of Africa, you're gonna go through their hellfire.
They just want, hey Kevin, they just want us to be quiet, because every time we start talking about us and our greatness, then it's anti-racism and all this and that. They throw all kind of labels on us. Yeah, we don't like y'all. It ain't about that. We embracing our own. That's the only thing we doing. We embracing our own just like everybody else do. But it's a problem when we do it. It's a problem when we do it.
With a
The
black
thing
Messiah.
about it is, if you feel like anyone is not being truthful, you have the opportunity to come up and prove what they saying is wrong.
Hold on, I wanna talk to a brother real quick who said that the Iroquois Confederacy didn't have a constitution, and I want you to Google it. I want you to Google it and find out. and then read their constitution and then read our constitution and find out how this confederacy that started in New York, most of your black tribes, let's keep it a buck, come from the East Coast and the South, brother.
You see why we need this brother on TikTok, man. Glad you're here, brother.
Man, Iroquois, y'all go look up Iroquois Confederacy and their constitution and the 5 tribes that it consisted of, and how they ran government, how they ran a government with an individual government. So they had states law and federation law at the same time. They knew how to deal with all these tribes. They had a peace treaty amongst each other. They ran it like it was a United States. You understand what I'm saying? So all y'all in there in the comments, all I'm saying is do your research. Don't just lie just to be lying. You know, I can't stand liars, man. I really can't stand people that just lie to lie. Just stand on business and tell the truth. There's nothing wrong with telling the truth. You understand? The truth is the only thing that's going to set you free from the propaganda and witchcraft that you've been under. Don't get in your feelings. Find out what the truth is. If I'm saying something that sounds wrong, anybody on the panel, anybody in the comments, just Google it and say, hey, that's not what it says. It says
That's how I know you. That's how I know you telling the truth, brother. Too much. That's how I know you. That's how I know you telling the truth. When somebody bag it up and say, do your own study, do your own research and find out. And you ain't just talking. Like you will tell. If I'm lying, go do your own research. See, when people say stuff like that, that's how you know they coming from an honest place. But when you start all this babbling stuff, and you ain't gotten the end saying go study it for yourself. See, they don't never do nothing like that. They just run off at the mouth, think they know something.
Well,
man, they don't know.
All they know is us. All they know is us. They don't know nothing else. We the one to tell them about the God that they do know about. And, you know, I like to say something else about country music. We understand our black melody kings and queens is taking back over country so-called music.
Mm-hmm.
We're not leaving them nothing on the table. Love you. Right. Love you, brother. Shout out to Too Much. It is too much.
Well, you know what? And to piggyback off of what, that right there. Last night I was on a live and I seen it was in regards to Juneteenth. The flyer said Juneteenth. Juneteenth celebrating Caribbean Heritage Month. And it seems like we as foundational black Americans can have nothing for ourselves. Everybody wants to take from us. They want to intertwine the West Indian culture, the Latino culture, the African culture into everything that we have. And they want, but if we were to sit down there and take an FBA flag to one of their gatherings, oh, what are you doing here? This ain't got nothing to do with no FBA. But at the same token, you want to celebrate your heritage on my holiday? Come on, man. Get out of here.
That's insane.
Can I add some names?
Go ahead, FBA. Go ahead, Wolfie. Go ahead.
Someone said, who invented Google? If Google wouldn't be around if it wasn't for Dr. Mark E. Dean, who invented the personal computer, the color on the PC, so many other things. Clarence Ellis also contribute. Roy Clay Sr. also contribute. And no, Google wouldn't be around if these people didn't exist. There was Black Americans and their adventures. You might want to look it up. And then if you go look who's running things at Google, Dr. Maureen Kroc. The reason that we can even conduct this live is a Black American. She invented voice over internet program. She is running things at Google. A proud Black American woman. You can actually hear her speak about her stories and call herself Black American and talk about her Black American father. So when you ask questions who developed it, you need to ask who wouldn't even be here. What companies wouldn't even exist if a Black American didn't exist? Thank you.
And let me just piggyback on what she said about Google too.
I'm trying to tell you.
Google just a search engine. You had like FBAs can't read books either. Like we just gonna automatically go to the internet and you can put anything on the internet. Go read the books in the archive. Go do that. We ain't gotta depend on Google, and I'm not trying to downplay what my sister just said, but I'm saying you had like we just go to the internet. People like us, we read books too.
Let me hear from my DJ Chaos. Go ahead, DJ Chaos. DJ
Chaos, yeah.
Mhm.
What's that? Grand Rising,
That's
good
a real one
people.
too, man. He a real
You know
brother.
what I'm saying? Oh yeah, yeah. I want to say something to you guys, and this is some real G shit. I might be the oldest mother on this panel right now. I'm almost a half a
You know,
hundred.
age ain't nothing but a number to the real.
Oh yeah. I know. I'm just saying, but check this out. One thing you gotta know about is dominant. Dominant is the strongest persona on the planet. Recessive is weak. You already know the melanated people, us, are gonna always dominate everything on the planet. Don't think that these Caucasians don't know that. They know it. They just playing games because they really can't stand it. Because times has shown that they basically come up with all kind of things to protect their skin against ultraviolet rays on this planet. The thing is, they know more about what we got going on than some of us know, because they know that we are the true powers that be on this planet. The thing is with music is that music kept us going every day of our lives, meaning that, even through slavery, through all the hardship in those times, we had to do something we had to create a narrative that kept our spirits up every day of our lives, because we know we was getting thrown by white tea supremacy. We knew that it was a lot of hardship going through there, through the Jim Crow era, the Civil Rights Movement, et cetera, et cetera. But we use music to basically keep us propelled throughout life, through hardship. Because the thing is, they never created none of that. They could never create none of that because it's not in their heart, mind, body, and soul to create music. Because at one particular time, country music was considered gibberish or jungle music. They couldn't stand country music, because they didn't understand what we were doing. We used to take things and make instruments out of it, we produced the guitar, the bass guitar, the drums, the keyboards, the harp, which is a harmonica. We created all these things of substance on this planet to make sounds, because we understood what the sounds did. The sounds was magnetic. It got to our brains. It gave us complete attention to amongst each other. That's why a lot of things, when we sung songs, we'll say, okay, I'll give you a prime example. They had a song called Beans and Cornbread back in the 40s. Caucasian people didn't know what the hell they talking about. They thought we was talking about something eating, but we was talking about a black man and a white man getting in the damn boxing ring fighting each other. Beans and Cornbread had a fight. Beans got knocked Cornbread out of the sight. Cornbread said, now that's all right. Meet me on the corner tomorrow night. Shit like that. So we did things in codes through music. So everything from country, from gospel, which started it all, then it became country, then it became rock and roll. Then it became blues, jazz, rock and roll, disco, pop, hip hop, and R&B completely. Oldie but goodie, all that is ours, all day, every day. So when they sit up there and got mad with Beyonce for singing country music, she's just basically going back to her roots. Hell, she's from H-Town, Houston, Texas. You know what I'm saying? She's right there where, she's right there in the country. So, hey, she knows what's up. She knows what's up.
She know how to make
my
that
plane.
Babylon, man. Yeah, shout out to the queen.
More history to the thing. When people try to attach themselves to our music, I want to ask, so when was it a time in your history, not a time when you immigrated to the USA, but a time in your history that it was against the law that your people was unalive if they gathered together 5 and more when they were singing their music? When did they make that against the law? Because it was against the law in America.
Right.
Right. We couldn't even sing our religious songs. And it was against the law for us to even play the drums.
Yeah, because they knew that it was
against the law in all the southern states.
Read this.
So
Read this guy down here. You said Beyonce can make a better country album than Darius.
don't you compare Black American women to Black American men, and let's move on. That's how you do that.
Very good. Very good. Very good. Very good.
They always trying to
Well,
find division between us.
well, I'm gonna
Darius
say this.
100% love Beyonce, and Beyonce 100% respect Darius. The Blokefish, that's him, right? And everything he has
Yeah,
contributed.
yeah. Oh, I
If it
will
wasn't
say
for him,
this.
Beyonce wouldn't be here. We can
I will
say
say
that.
this. Whitney Houston did a version of "I Will Always Love You" that she got from Dolly
Yep.
Parton.
Dolly
You tell
Parton.
me
Yep.
whose version sound the best.
Come on.
And you know what Dolly Parton? That's why Dolly Parton seeked out Beyonce is because of what Whitney Houston done. She said that's the most money she made with a song when Houston Whitney sung it.
Ain't that
Let me say this. I keep saying this, man. Y'all need to go back and listen and go back and watch the movie Total Recall.
Oh,
Go back and watch the movie Total Recall because Total Recall is about a black messiah waking up to the truth and freeing his people and putting them on a new system.
I gotta check that out. I ain't seen that movie in years. I just seen pieces. You know, I was a teenager when that movie came out, and you know, back then I didn't really pay too much attention to that.
Arnold
Where you
Schwarzenegger.
find
Check
that
that
at?
out.
Too much. Where you can find
Understand what
that at?
they do. What you got if you're gonna watch movies, make sure you're watching it with your third eye and understand.
third eye, brother.
Yes, sir. Yes,
We
sir.
are having a great awakening right now. We are having a great reset at the same damn time. And our ancestors are saying we're not going to be fooled twice.
Oh yeah.
Hey, Too Much. Where you can find that movie at, Too Much?
Smart enough, you can tell
Right.
something going on with the
Go back
planet.
and watch the Total Recall and understand it's about a black messiah waking up to the truth and freeing his people and putting them on a new system, which is Mars.
Too Much.
I can tell you, brother.
Where can
Total
you
Recall is
find
on YouTube, I think.
Is the
it? It's on
blockchain.
YouTube.
Mars
So
is the blockchain, y'all. Get familiar with blockchain technology. Understand it. Overstand it. Get the mindset.
yeah, it's on here.
Understand that blockchain is what's going to help us collapse time frames and get back our generational wealth that we've been missing out. And that blockchain is the real money. And if y'all caught what Trump just did today, he just put $2.5 billion into blockchain technology.
Shout out to Trump, baby.
Yeah, it's on YouTube. You gotta pay for it though.
That everybody knows blockchain is the real money and all this other. See, we're about to switch systems, y'all. And we need to be the first on this system. We already have our own. We already are the first to have our own foundational Black American cryptocurrency, FBA coin. Go to fbacoin.org. Help build up the liquidity pool so we can finally release this thing.
Yes, see, brother. You used to have a
phenomenal things in the paint already, y'all. But understand, if y'all don't believe me, go back and watch Total Recall again and watch it with your
gonna
third
watch
eye.
that today.
Go back and watch Total Recall again and watch it with your
gonna
third
watch
eye.
that today, man.
It's about us.
Yeah,
Hey,
I'm gonna say,
you know,
bro, you can
They
catch that on
always put
YouTube.
Otto. They always put Otto in a real melanated movie. You know that Predator. You know, the Honor Schwarzenegger. That one brother, man.
Yeah.
You right, man. You right, man.
Go back and watch Terminator if you don't believe me. Go back and watch
Terminator, yeah, what I'm saying.
Go back and watch. Hold on, y'all. Go back and watch The Running Man and watch it with your third eye and overstand and understand what they're talking about us. Every time we get on some game, they try to get us out the paint. Go back and watch The Running Man. Don't believe me. Just go back and watch The Running Man and definitely go back and watch Total Recall and watch it with your third eye. And you're gonna be like, God damn these white folks. God damn it.
Yeah, you know what though, before you say my bad, Wolfie, but you know what though, I just got into this space, this FBA space, right? And it kind of so uplifting. It's so uplifting because we were born, like me and my family, we were born and raised like we just came from slaves, and we didn't know no better, and the world it's just gonna be like this forever with us in this world or whatever. But when I start to dig into this FBA stuff, man, I ain't gonna lie, man. It feels so uplifting to me. So I can tell my kids about stuff that I ain't even know. And I'm still new to this. I'm still like a little baby up in this, and I ain't gonna lie. But at the same time, man, it's so uplifting to know, man, we way more than what we think we is. And that's all I
Yeah,
want to
of
say.
course.
During the
Of course.
freedmen and slavery days, I want to read y'all this. During the freedmen and slavery days, y'all, when people try to attach themselves to our spiritual and our gospel music, ask them how did that happen when we couldn't even sing religious music together because we couldn't gather, and if we could sing, it had to be monitored by a white tea person, or the songs had to be led. In 1740, North Carolina Negro Act. It shall not be lawful for any slave to be taught to write, nor for any slave to assimilate in company of more than 7 persons without the presence of some white person. Do y'all not realize when I be saying that all these bands became a part of the 300 Black Codes laws? We can sing gospel music was a part of that spiritual gathering all the way up to the Civil Rights Act. And I don't think these immigrants, white, European, African, Caribbean, understand that when they trying to attach themselves to the things that we created. We
I
had
want
to
to say,
fight against,
go ahead,
we
sis. I'm
had to
sorry.
protest against us even singing spiritual songs, let alone any other music we created.
You know, it's funny. You know, you bringing up the immigrants and stuff, like, you know, the motherfuckers. I call them tethers. They will sit up there and talk all this, especially the Africans, talk all this shit about us not doing this and doing that, and they came over here and made it, and this and that, and all of those stuff, and stop blaming the white tea man and all this other stuff. They seem to forgot that we opened our arms up to them in the 60s, 70s, and especially the 80s and 90s, because in the 80s we had a song called "We Are the World," basically gravitating to Africa. You know what I'm saying? Showing love to Africa. And they might say, well, it was white folks on that song. No, Michael Jackson and Lionel Richie was the creator of that song. Two foundational black men brought this song to life with the help of Quincy Jones. God rest. Now, the thing is, we was always trying to reach out to so-called Mother Africa, thinking that we was doing a good thing because they was melanated just like we are. And we like, yeah, we're going to connect with these guys and show them that we love them. Even to the 90s, you know what I'm saying? I remember wearing the African medallions and the dashikis and all the red, black, and green and this and that and other
Who
stuff.
made it popular to wear dashiki, sir? Was it us, or were they wearing dashiki in their country? Because when we look at pictures of their countries in the 1950s and the 60s, they were wearing suits.
Remember, they traditional clothes didn't come to after 1965 till a lot of them got their independence. The items that they wear now, it wasn't created that they call their tradition after the 60s, 1960s. Remember, dashiki was made at the same time to represent Africa pride.
Right.
They was telling us to go back to Africa. And we made a mock. It became a mockery, but then became strength.
I'll
Yep,
To
tell you
the
exactly.
how to,
point
I'll
that
tell you,
Africans are
DJ,
over here literally
I'll
trying
tell
to
you how to show
erase
love to
us
the
out of
Africans.
our own history, y'all.
I'll tell you how to show love to the Africans. Get them some real soap. Make sure they smell kind of like, since they in this country. Make sure they smell good, and tell them to and give them a route back to their own country. I show love to them,
Real
boy.
shit. Real shit.
Let me hear from Slow Jam.
Oh,
You
jeez.
went up here. Slow Jam.
I ain't got.
Okay, you got a lot of feedback in your background there. Slow Jam. You ready to talk, Slow Jam?
It's like you got bad signal
Yeah.
on the bars up there.
It looks like they got a bad signal. So I'm gonna drop you down. When your signal get better, you can come back up. Yeah, man. we just gotta, we just gotta keep doing what we're doing, family. We just gotta keep doing what we're
Right.
doing, man, because they're always gonna come. They're attacking us, and they're hitting a wall right now, and they're realizing that this wall is resilient, and it gets taller as they think they can climb over.
Mm-hmm.
It gets
Exactly.
taller and taller. We the biggest on this planet. If we want to look at this planet as a whole, we the biggest.
Yeah.
They can't.
Yeah.
They don't really have what it takes to really combat us. So they have to come at us from these weird angles, and they gotta infuse themselves in our greatness, and then they have to try to co-opt everything that we do. All we got to do is keep swatting them like flies, though. We got to keep standing on business and just speaking the truth. The truth is really what's setting us free right now, because we got a history. We don't got to lie. We got a history. We don't got to latch on to anybody else's. We have a
They know
culture
it.
that's richer than everybody else's culture. Nobody's culture is as strong as our culture. We used to think we had the weakest culture because we were believing the propaganda and witchcraft. But now we understand that our culture has always been rooted in resilience. They can't take it from us. All we got to do is remember. All we got to do is remember what our aunties and our grandparents and our great uncles told us, and stand on it, because they were telling us something. I remember my dad used to talk about all this stuff, man. I used to be like, man, he lost it. He don't know what he's talking about. But I'm so glad that he told me the things that he told me, because now they can't leave me. The Bible says, raise up a child in the way they should go, and they will surely not
depart from that way.
Man,
That's right.
I've been listening to our music. I've been listening to our gospel. I've been listening to my dad just retell history for so long that this stuff is in me now.
Yeah. Make you feel good, don't it?
We need to make sure that this same energy and this same information is being disseminated to our youth, to the Generation Z and the millennials, and they need to make sure. Listen, don't ever succumb to that. Oh, I don't want to hear it, man. You need to talk to them till they get it. Don't stop talking to the youth. I don't care if they don't want to listen. They're listening. They're lying. They're pretending like they can't hear you, but they can hear you, because I did the same thing to my dad.
Oh yeah. We all done that, man. I mean, I remember growing up, and my daddy used to play the Dramatics and the Temptations, and I used to get tired of hearing that shit.
Come
And I'm
on.
like, bro, the fuck you keep playing this shit on the weekend, man? Put on some goddamn NWA or some Public Enemy or something. You know what I'm saying? But now I love the Temptations and the Dramatics.
Yeah, I
listen to that shit more than I listen to the new generation shit.
DJ,
I wouldn't know who Sam Cooke was if it wasn't for my dad playing Change Gonna Come.
I ain't gonna lie, I ain't have my dad. Growing up, but I still listen to old school. My wife like, turn that.
Bill Weathers was. I wouldn't know who Bill Weathers was if it wasn't.
Bill Weathers?
Bill Withers, Lean on Me, and Ain't No Sunshine, Lovely Day. Oh, y'all talking to a real DJ right here, by the way.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying, DJ. That's what I'm saying, DJ. I ain't have my dad. Yeah, DJ, I ain't have my dad growing up and none of that. But at the same time, man, I listen to the Temptations. They're my favorite group. I was listening to them at work last night.
Oh,
I know all they songs.
I got all their music. I got all their music. I got all. I'm talking about
Sam Cooke, when he did that live show. I listen to all that. Bill Wilson.
I know about how he got unalive back here in my hometown of Los Angeles and all that stuff. Yeah,
and that's the thing, DJ. And that's the thing, bro. I got kids too. And I don't want them to grow up like I did in that mindset that I had, that I adopted from these YT people telling all and all that. I did my own.
I'll tell you something, bro. Let me pull up on the wave with you, though, bro. As long as you listen to that old school music like that, you share with them. Get them an understanding, so that way they can pass this down to generations. Keep the positive vibes going, because now they're trying to break that up with us.
The power of that music was they were lacing the game in the music. Do you understand that?
Mm-hmm.
They've taken the game out of the music today, and they replaced it with catchy beats and just garbage, right? Garbage, catchy beats. That's what they're doing. But back in the day, man, you saw the foundation of Black American soul, spirit, ingenuity in the freaking music.
Fact.
Yes,
That's one of the
yes.
reasons that's one of the reasons why if y'all haven't heard my music, if y'all like real music with a real message, hip hop, country, I do it all. Go check out Too Much Moxie on all major streaming platforms. That's Too Much with 3 O's, TOOO, and you're gonna hear the game back in the music. I got a new album dropping on June 1st called Too Much for TV. Man, this is probably my best album yet. When it dropped on June 1st, I got 17.
Bruh, I tell you what you do. If you get a chance, drop me in my inbox your email and send it to me, and I just just send me your email or whatever, and we can go out with the situation. You know what I'm saying? Back and forth, because I do beats and stuff too. So I mean,
well,
you know what I'm saying?
I'm bringing on a West Coast giant, one of the pioneers of West Coast rap. I'm gonna bring him on here, and we're gonna chop up the game. This was my producer back in the day. I did 60 songs in 60 months in 2013, y'all. And I did it with this brother. I'm not gonna mention his name right now, but I'm just telling you, he's a West Coast pioneer. The first he put out the first rap album in 1981 on the West Coast. He got a song. He got a song that rebutted Janet Jackson's song, "What Have You Done for Me Lately?" He had his own version of that, and that thing went crazy overseas. He was one of the first people to make $1 million in the rap game. This brother did the Beverly Hills beat. Dun, 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 dun. He did that beat. I mean, I'm gonna bring him on here. He doesn't have a TikTok, so I gotta get his followers up. I gotta get his followers up so he can come on here, because I want to do it on TikTok. If not, I'm just gonna do it on YouTube, and I'm gonna tell everybody to go check out the conversation on YouTube. But this guy's coming on most likely next week, next Tuesday. He's gonna be on here because Tuesday's my off day. Y'all come in, tune in. We probably gonna do either a morning or afternoon show, and it's gonna be phenomenal. The game, this brother's gonna spit, and when I tell you he's 100% for the culture and for the people, he's gonna break it down to you how hip hop got over to the West Coast. And I'm trying to holler at 𝗔𝗯𝗄𝘁𝘂𝘁𝗁 to do a West Coast a version of Microphone Check, because we need one. Because
he's already said something about that's in the making. You know what I'm saying? You probably can get into
our version is different, because can't no Mexican, we totally gatekeep hip hop on the West Coast.
Oh man, what? I come up out there. I was born and raised in South Central Los Angeles.
Come on,
I come up with motherfucking Egyptian Lover and Uncle Jam's Army and all them guys out there, man. What?
Come on, man.
I'm from out there, homie. I'm from out there.
Wasn't no tethers involved on the West Coast, okay?
Hell no.
We know we got it from the East Coast, but when we got a hold of it, was no tetherdoms coming. There was nobody that can say, "Oh man, we started Mexicans and all these other people started Belizeans started hip hop on the West." No. It was none of that. It was 100%.
No.
And when I bring this brother on, he's gonna demystify it for everybody, and you guys are gonna be shocked. And this, and when I say he's a pioneer, this brother is a true pioneer of West Coast rap and how it started here. And 𝗔𝗯𝗄𝘁𝘂𝘁𝘁, I hope he's listening. I hope he understands, because I'm gonna bring it up next time when I hear a show, when I catch a show again. You got to get this brother on the Microphone Check for the West Coast, because this brother got the game.
Who is this in your comment section? Louise or whatever the hell his name is. I can't pronounce that shit.
No, I'm not talking about. I don't know why you keep thinking Too Short is not a West Coast rap pioneer. He's not. Too Short is not. Shout out to Too Short.
Shout out to Too Short.
Yeah, I mean, I love Too Short. Too Short really.
Not no West Coast rap pioneer.
He's definitely an FBA, and not to mention he grew up in South Central Los Angeles.
That boy's definitely South, man.
Too much. I'm trying to find you on Apple Music. Are you on Apple Music?
Yeah, just type in 𝗔𝗶𝗴𝗵𝘁𝘀𝘀𝗶cie MOXIE. Too Much Moxie. And I'm on all major. And my music catalog will just pop up. It will just pop up. I got an album out, FBA only. I dropped that December 31st of 2024. And like I said, my new album is going to be available June 1st. June 1st of this next month coming. Too Much for TV. And when I tell you this is probably 10 times I thought the FBA only album was popping, but I 10 times it on this one. I 10 times it. Okay, it's probably the only album that will never go platinum that should, because I'm independent. 100, and you'll never see me sign with no major record label. I'll never do it.
Please don't, bro. Keep all the way independent.
The next thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put my album on the blockchain. So y'all be able to buy my album directly on the blockchain in an NFT version with all 17 tracks on the blockchain. That's what my album's next, is on the blockchain.
Right on.
Y'all better understand and
keep posting, brother. Keep posting so we can interact with your music and stuff on TikTok and stuff. You know, I'm gonna share it with everybody. I'm already starting.
Yeah. I mean, cause like I said, if I get my hands on it, bro. When I go do gigs, and if I'm available to do gigs, man, I can put that shit on, put it on the fly with you. You know what I'm saying?
Chop and screw.
Yeah,
talk about Buster freestyle. I bless mics like I bless tracks.
Already, so shout out to Houston, Texas, man. Chopped and Screwed. Yeah, we already thinking about it, brother.
H-Town.
You know what it is. Yeah, with that country, with that Aaliyah. Yeah, you know what it is, man. That Chopped and Screwed with the country.
I mean, bro, let me tell you something. When I first heard, when I first heard DJ Screw out of Houston, it was the year 2000. Maybe I think it might have been the same year he passed, and I never heard of Chop and Screw music until then. That was over 20-something years ago. And I thought that was kind of, because when I was young, we used to do shit like that, play the records real slow like that when I was a little boy. And I thought and I said to myself, damn, that's kind of amazing how we create shit like that. And you listen to it long enough, it started to make sense. Even though you like, what the fuck? Why is he doing this to the song?
When I first heard Chopped and Screwed, when I heard somebody talking about they chopped and screwed a song or whatever they talking about, I had I was in college playing football. I had a roommate from Houston, Texas. And he brought over some music, and I thought it was the weirdest thing ever. But after you listen to it over and over and over, it starts to make sense.
Not to mention the bass that come behind it, that will even make it even more popular. You know what I'm saying? When you hear the bass. You know what I'm saying? That shit sounds so good, man. I was like, damn.
You can't forget about A-Ball and MJG that used to come through Houston too. So yeah, we got a lot to talk about.
Yeah. They was on Swall House.
So you know what it is, bro. So and you know what that music you got, brother.
Y'all make sure y'all come back and y'all plug in on Tuesday. Next Tuesday. I'm gonna try to I'm gonna work with the brother on his TikTok page to get his numbers up so he can come on TikTok. Cause I want to do it on TikTok. I think
that's gonna be a pretty good show then. He's from out the way. I already know I'm gonna be able to click in with him.
This dude's going. I mean, matter of fact, he's coming out with new music. So he's gonna shout out his new music. That's all. I think his music's already out, if I'm not mistaken. But he got new music. He's gonna shout out his music, and we're gonna probably chop it up for a couple hours. As long as he can go, we're gonna chop it up. As long as he got time, we're gonna chop it up. And man, when I tell you this brother's all for the culture, and when this brother break down, I mean, nobody really understands. I don't think too many people understand rap like he understands it. Because he described rap as, this was when he said in 1978, some cats from New York came over, and I don't want to tell the whole story, but I'll say this: he said some cats from New York, man. And he said they were playing this weird music because they were into grooves and they were into funk back on the West Coast.
Yeah.
And he said it sounded like two people arguing over a beat.
Because they were going back and forth with each other.
That's the best. Yeah.
People arguing over a beat. That's how he described it. And he said he said from then on, he said he wanted to master that music. He started memorizing the words. He started writing the words out. He started changing the words of their song and putting his words in there, infusing himself in there. And then he came out with his album not too long later, first rap album on Wax in 1981. I'm not going to give it away. I'm going to let him tell his whole story. But the way this brother described it, man, he's going to have y'all on the edge of your seat.
Oh yeah, we ready, man.
Edge of your seat.
Definitely got
And it's
it.
gonna be around the same time Tuesday.
I'm gonna try to do it early, but again, Tuesday's my day off, and he might not be able to do it that early, so I might want to do it like maybe in the afternoon. But if I do it early, I'm gonna try to do it around 7 p.m. on Pacific Standard Time. I would love to get them at 4 a.m. in the morning. I would love, I'm an early bird. I get up at 4 a.m. so I can reach the East Coast and the West Coast at the same time. I try to get up and do this thing. But if I can get them like 7, 8, 9-ish on Pacific Standard Time, I'll do it. I'll do it. So, and I'll make sure I keep promoting it so everybody knows, so y'all know the time, so y'all know when to step in. So just keep coming back to the show. I'll be on all the rest of the week. I might take Sunday off, but I'll be on all the way till Saturday. I might take Sunday off, so I'll let you guys know. And then Tuesday's coming. And again, I'm still working on his TikTok, trying to get his TikTok his numbers up so he can come run. Because you gotta have so many followers before you can come up and speak up here. So.
We got you back, man. We're gonna help you.
Yeah. So it's gonna be hot though, man. I would, like I said, I matter of fact, when I want to start after I bring him up on that Tuesday, because he's so much of a rider, and because he's so much of an elder with the information, because he's in his 50s, and the brothers. When I say this brother's in his 50s, and he's not rapping like he doesn't rap like you rap in the 1980s today.
Gotcha.
Like his rap is, this was the first brother I seen before I heard a Lil Wayne that can get in a booth and freestyle a whole record. I got a couple songs with this dude, and I'm gonna try to find them. I'm gonna try to find those songs with him on it. Man, all he did was walk in the booth and I said, man, I need a verse for this, man.
Go.
And all he did was walk in the booth and freestyle the whole track. One take.
He know his shit.
Was up to par. Me, I got a slight, what they call it? My S's. I got a slight, my speech ain't there, so I got to keep pronunciating the words over and over again to get it perfect. This brother go in there one take, crisp, clean, and said that's it. Freestyle. Don't write nothing down. Just freestyle it. Said, what's the topic? Okay, great. What do you need? I need 16. Boom. Walks in the booth. Give me 16 bars. Walk out. Cut, tape, and he's producing everything. Cut, tape, wrap it, everything up, master it down. Boom, boom. It's perfect. The first tape. Okay, very clean. So that's the first brother I've ever witnessed do that. Now, I hear people talk about it, but I've never seen nobody do it until this brother did it. So hopefully we can get some freestyles out of him. Hopefully we can get more than that. What I really want y'all to do is I want y'all to hear this man tell the story of West Coast rap and how it was introduced out here and where he was at, because he grew up he grew up in two cities in LA. Long Beach, and of course Los Angeles.
City of Compton.
So he grew up in these both cities, and when I say the name he mentioned that grew up on his block, he inspired the music of the men that y'all all hear about.
Easy
He
Dr.
inspired all of them. He grew up on the same block as these guys, and they got it from him. And I'm gonna let him tell his story. I'm not gonna get all the way. I'm gonna let him tell his story. But I'm gonna be interesting all week. And next Tuesday, like I said, I gotta work on his numbers because I want to bring him to TikTok. I gotta get his numbers up. But we're gonna get his numbers up. We're gonna bring him here. And I'm telling you, it's gonna be crazy. It's gonna be crazy. But yeah, DJ, hit me in the back channel, and I'll give you my email, and you can check out some of my music. Like I said, June 1st is the album is dropping. I would love to connect with DJs. I need y'all to give me at least 150,000 streams, man. Give me at least 100. I'm on my way to 1 million, but give me 150,000 streams. Stream my stuff, man. Stream my stuff. This stuff is amazing.
Right now, brother.
It's late today. Matter of fact, before we leave up out of here, because I'm about to get up out of here early, y'all. I'm about to get up out of here early. I'm gonna play a track from the album real quick so y'all know what it is, and y'all go check it out. Also, go check out my e-commerce store, muchoart.com. Go to muchoart.com and get your FBA. People always talk about these hats that I be wearing, these T-shirts that I have. I'm putting up. I revamped. I'm gonna mute you up real quick. It's a little bit loud in the background. I revamped a lot of the early way. So if y'all seen Mucho Art before, go check it out now. It's way better. I'm doing everything for the culture. Wearable art that represents the culture. That's the motto. Wearable art that represents the culture. I'm talking about art that you could put on your wall, canvas wall art. I'm talking about fly T-shirts. I'm talking about leggings for women, tote bags, all the above. I'm trying to create this thing into a whole clothing line, to be honest with you, but I'm starting with what I can start with, and everything's high quality and top notch. Check out muchoart.com. But let me let y'all hear some game real quick before we get up out of here. Let me let y'all hear some of this music real quick that's going to be on the album. Let me pull this up. Hold on. I got some stuff real quick. I'm gonna let y'all hear this right here.
Good music, man. Good music, good friends, good family on TikTok, Facebook, Instagram, all the platforms. Let's get it.
Let me let y'all hear this right here.
They tried to mute the message, but the spirit still speaks. You can't cancel what's divine. Blood, but I'm still here breathing. Talk truth, now they call that treason. Blacklisted, but I shine each season. Turn pain into beats, made the struggle a beacon. Shadow band, but the light still beams. They censor the voice, but can't kill the dream. Trying to cut cords, I still stream from the press. I'm banned, I'm blocked, but I'm infinitely blessed. Raised in static, born in interference. Truth on wax, spit with perseverance. Algorithms dodge me, but I dodge defeat. Talk from the soul while they monitor speech. Canceled in code, but my code divine. Every bar encrypted with the holy design. Mic in my palm, feel the psalms in my fist. Radio silence, but I still persist. Broadcast from basements, gospel and grind. Podcast rebel, message in time. They fear the words cause the truth too blessed. Say less, but still manifest success. Blood, but I'm still here breathing. Talk truth, now they call that treason. Blacklisted, but I shine each season. Turn pain into beats, made the struggle a beacon. Shadow band, but the light still beams. They censor the voice, but can't kill the dream. Trying to cut cords, I still stream from the crest. I'm banned, I'm live, but I'm infinitely silicone chains, digital whip crack, but I slip through scripts with a click-clack syntax. They trap the truth in terms of service, but I serve sermons through verses on purpose. I'm the glitch in the beat, the flaw in the trend, the voice of the street, the start and the end. Spoke facts in the cracks where the light leaks in. They flag me for fire, but I rise again. Cross wires, still I broadcast gold. From analog roots to a band with gold. Sank in the shadow, but I sparked in the depth. Came out the block, still infinitely blessed. But I'm still here breathing.
All right, that's enough of that. Go check out the album June 1st. It's dropping all major streaming platforms. It'll be on the blockchain here soon too. You're gonna get it much cheaper on the blockchain. If you buy the album, if you happen to buy the album, and I want you to buy the album, trust me, but you can stream it on all major streaming platforms for free. But if you buy the album, it's gonna be $12-13 for the album, and that's cheap considering I got 17 tracks on this album, all of it laced with game. But you go to the blockchain, I'm gonna give it away for $5. Blockchain, $5. Regular mainstream Amazon, Apple Music, wherever you can buy it at, they'll have it in the stores. It'll be about, I said 12. It'd be probably about $14.99, probably like $15. But you'll get the whole album completely on the blockchain for $5. So be on the lookout for that. If you're into crypto and you know about crypto wallets and you know about NFTs and things like that, you want to get this album on the blockchain. It's going to be phenomenal, and it's a classic, man. It's probably, I think it got potential to do something. It's just that I'm not mainstream like that, you know. So that's what it is. You know, I'm underground. I'm independent with it, but I like it. I like it that way. You know, I say it all the time. If, you know, I don't want to be rich if my people don't make me rich. You know, I don't want anything from the dominant society. I've been in Hollywood. I've been in the entertainment industry. I know what it's all about. A bunch of download brothers, a bunch of P Diddy grooming wannabes. I mean, you know, they got a mafia. If you get too far out of bounds, they come get you. Them boys come get you. And I don't want to be a part of none of that, man. I'd rather stand on business, speak my truth, and stay independent and make this paper the right way. That's just how I feel about it. But listen up, y'all, man. I want to thank y'all for coming out to the show.
Yeah.
I'll give everybody some last words real quick. I'll let Step Up speech. I know I brought you up here. I don't know if you're still here. You're in the background. But I'll let Kevin and then DJ, and then I'll close us out. And then Step Up if he's available, and then I'll close us out. So go ahead, Kevin.
Yeah, let me first off saying God is good all the time. All the time, God is good. And we're going to be expecting some real big things out of brothers and sisters. I love the music already. You know.
Thank you, brother. Appreciate it.
I love the music already. And I'm looking forward to hearing about the stories, especially on TikTok, Facebook, and Instagram, on different platforms. I can't wait, brother. Well, you know we're going to add on. I'm going to make it short and quick. We're going to add on, and this is going to go big. You can already tell.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. All right, DJ Chaos.
Yes, sir. Yeah, I was enjoying it, bro. You know what I'm saying? Look like you gonna bring the real concepts of hip hop, foundational Black American hip hop at that, back on the scene, because we need that. We definitely need that, man. Because I'm gonna tell you, you know, I've been listening to garbage music in this generation for way too long. You got to get rid of it. Like you said about the industry, yeah. I was close to the industry myself because, like I said, my brother-in-law, God rest, he was in cahoots with a lot of those folks back in the days in California. And you are absolutely right about everything you said about them motherfuckers. They are something serious. I mean, it's basically a damn cult, if you ask me. You know what I'm saying? Because the thing is, they're not nobody's friend. I mean, they are the real satanic advisors. You know what I'm saying? I mean, that's why you need to just do your own thing with your own money and move around. I mean, we did it a long time ago when they didn't want us. They didn't like that type of music. Now all of a sudden they loved it because they can benefit off of it. You know what I'm saying? And they only we know who we are. They can't, you know, gravitate to that. You know what I'm saying? That's the thing that they hate the most, is that they can't gravitate to it. But yeah.
Chief Mongo, man, where you been at, brother? I need you back on the panel, man. I need you back on the panel. But yeah, man, listen, all I want to do is lace my people with the real game. I want to stand on business. I want to be true. I'm gonna bring up my boy Chief Mongo real quick. I want to stand on business, man. Listen, one thing I love about being a foundational Black American is if you're a foundational Black American, you ain't gotta lie. Your history is documented. We're the most documented people on the planet Earth. You don't got to make up nothing. Just because they don't know our history, don't mean we don't know our history. All we got to do is keep speaking the truth and keep standing on business and do it unapologetically. And we carry the influence. We carry the real spirit, the real soul, the real essence of everything that we do. We put it in, we put our whole soul and our whole spirit into it. They don't know how to do that. They don't know how to bring pain to the forefront and make it popular, make it passionate, make it powerful. They don't know how to do that. We already have that recipe. They're trying to play catch up. They're trying to latch on to anything and everything that we do. So all we got to do is just keep standing on business. And the world's going to automatically bend its will to our need. The Bible says it like this: the whole world is moaning and groaning, waiting for the manifestations of the sons of God. We are them. We are the sons of God. We are connected to the source. And as long as you understand that we have the frequency, we're tapped into frequency more than any other people on the planet. We're tapped into source more than any other people on the planet. They make movies about us, they just whitewash them. Movies like Total Recall, it's about a black messiah waking up and freeing his people. Once you start realizing that they're making movies about us, and you see yourself in these motion pictures and in everything we do, you'll start to take back your power. Chief Mongo, what's up, brother?
It just vibing, just walking around, working. But you know how I feel about the whole situation. Much, we came into this together, and we're gonna lead together.
Yes,
We
indeed.
on we got different paths, we got different journeys. But just like I told you time and time again, brother, we will meet up together
Yes,
with this
indeed.
fight. It's
Yes,
gonna
indeed.
it's gonna take all of us from all different sides.
Yes,
Four
indeed.
corners. We're gonna go four corners, just what they did us. We got to do the same way, four corners.
Yes,
So,
indeed.
brother, keep pushing what you're doing. I know you're standing on business. I'm behind you 100%. I'm getting some stuff together. You know me. I work
Yes,
slow but
sir.
steady.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
But love you for what you're doing. And
Thank you, brother.
I
Love you
just
too.
come out just a few minutes ago, just TikToking around and saw a live. They talking about P Diddy. These jokers had over 300 some people in the box.
Jesus
I
Christ.
mean, views. Look at that. Talking about that trash. Talking
That's
about
right.
a trashy millionaire
Come on.
taken from our people, and here we trying to build something with our people, and these folks don't get it, man. That's the most disgusting thing. This I'm sick of this.
Yeah, he
You
had
know,
the
I want to
wrong
say,
people.
I want to piggyback on that what you're saying too, bro.
I come after you,
You
brother.
know this that the thing is, we love a train wreck. Have you
Come
noticed
on.
that?
Yeah, we
It's
have.
called drama corn. Drama
Yep.
corn.
Yeah, we do.
Yeah, because
We
when you talk
live
about
for
some
it,
real
don't
stuff like this brother Too Much is talking about, you know what I'm saying? Nobody don't want to hear that because
Mm-mm.
they're not trying to understand it. That's discipline. That's accountability conversations that this brother is giving right now.
Yes, indeed.
We don't want no accountability and discipline in our society now. That's the reason why a lot of us are losing, because we are afraid to be accountable for things nowadays, and
we?
that's what's getting us destroyed.
Yeah, we don't want to help each other these
Facts.
days, do
No,
we?
Yep.
no, no. That's too much. That's down to like bad news. You know what I'm saying? But
Like
you
the
go,
brother said,
you willing to
Total
help everybody
Recall.
else. Yeah.
They put
Listen,
it
man, I
all in the
go on
movies
all
these
these
days.
platforms. I go on all these other platforms, and I see people, 2,000 people in a room full of people just dancing.
Yeah.
I see
Yep.
rooms with over 500 plus people about them talking about nothing but drama corn. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's it. And it's crazy to me. They got all these likes, 100,000 likes, 500,000 likes, million likes, and they ain't talking about nothing. But the moment you start talking about, so this is how I know it's true. Because when I first started this TikTok, it started with me ranting. And I was ranting and I was giving these tethers, these Caribbeans, these Africans the business. Everybody piled up in my room then. Everybody was in my room when I was talking about the tethers and Jamaicans and the Africans. But the moment I start saying, you know what, I'm tired of that. Because they said, why don't y'all talk solutions? I start talking solutions. What happened?
They disappear. They disappear.
They disappear. They don't want to hear it. I invented an FBA coin because the very reason I invented or
You gotta really turn me on to that, brother.
yeah, man, I coded this thing myself. I put the smart contract in. It's not a meme coin. It's the most sophisticated, unique coin on the planet. All you gotta do is take my white paper and plug it into your AI and ask it, and just say, tell me about this coin. Is there any coin similar to this coin? Is there any coin like it? And it's gonna tell you no. There's no coin out there like it. There are coins that are similar, but it's the most unique cryptocurrency coin today, and it was made by foundational Black Americans for foundational Black Americans. We're the only one with this thing right now.
Okay, that's all I need to know.
Go check out fbacoin.org and check it out. All I say, take the white paper, download it, and plug it into your chat GPT and start asking it questions, and you're going to see how phenomenal this thing is.
Man, that's you know what? That's why we need to learn how to record these TikToks so we can post them, man. Cause yeah, so I can just go straight to it and just
Yeah, check it out. Check it out, man. And
that's
it's phenomenal, and it's verified. It's verified too, so nobody can say it's not real or it's a scam. It's verified. So it's verified on the Arbitrum One network, on the Ethereum platform, one of the most secure cryptocurrency platforms, blockchain platforms. It's on the Ethereum platform under Arbitrum One. So it's phenomenal. I started on the BSC, and I realized that the our government didn't like BSC, so they banned BSC in our area. So I had to switch it from one platform, one blockchain to a whole new other blockchain, and still keep the cost down at the same time. This thing was not cheap to create. I put my own money in this thing. I put my own money in the thing. If anybody knows what it costs to create a cryptocurrency, I'm gonna tell you, Google it, and you'll see it's not cheap. I put my own money into the thing. I put my own time. I coded after work from 7 p.m. till 3 a.m. in the morning, 7 days a week. I coded this thing.
Put that
For
in the
3
chat
months.
again, not too much.
Let me put it in the chat real quick. Hold on. Let me put it in the chat real quick. FBAcoin.org. FBAcoin.org. Just check it out, man. This is our, let me tell you something. Blockchain technology is our freedom, is our system, is our way to come up out of this system and into the system that everybody's going to be adopting anyway. And we might as well be first. We might as well be first. I guarantee that once this coin gets popularized, people are going to be copying this coin. This coin is going to be the blueprint for other coins. And one of the things I was able to do with this coin that's phenomenal was make it upgradable, meaning we don't have to start a new coin. This coin will actually grow and up as we grow as a people and our needs change. This coin is able to grow with us without us having to start a brand new coin. I made it upgradable and transparent so this coin can grow with us.
Quick question. Now, if I'm running my company and I instrument this coin into my operations to say, hey, to buy my product, hey, I accept this coin. That would be the ideal coin to use.
Yeah, that's what we want. We want
That's what I'm talking about.
to adopt this coin. We want this to be our currency. This is going to be our currency. So there's going to be incentives for people to spend FBA coin, to use FBA coin to purchase with your business. We're gonna give them incentives to want to do that, and it's gonna grow our economy. Imagine this. Just imagine this. We already control $1.9 trillion in this economy. We already control that. Imagine if that. Let me tell you. Let me explain like this. $1.9 trillion. Imagine if we were able to shift that economy, that 1.9 trillion buying power, over into the Bitcoin sector. We'll be bigger than Bitcoin itself. If all 43, if I'll say it like this, if 20 million, if 10 million people adopt the FBA coin, we're bigger than Bitcoin. Bitcoin can't compete. Bitcoin is just a meme coin. It doesn't do anything. This coin, it gives out microloans. It's gonna have money for us to lobby. It's designed to keep money in the black community. There's a burn rate feature that goes with this. I mean, this coin does so many things. Bitcoin does absolutely nothing. It's just popular because it was first. That's why Bitcoin's popular. It was first. It was the first cryptocurrency ever on the market.
Not much. What I need you to do, maybe the next time you get on your live, I need you to speak up on the difference between, just like you say, a coin that's being held to secure your money and a coin that's being held to purchase products with your money and recirculate. And because everything now is blockchain, and that's what you this is the FBA chains on blockchain.
Right. So think about this: when you have currency and you spend it with another community, do our community see those dollars redistributed back into our community?
No, sir.
No. This coin is designed to keep the money in our community. So when you spend it at Mongo store, Mongo keeps the coin, and there's a transaction fee of 2% that's put into a treasury that stays with the black community, that's used to lend money back out and to build up our community. So imagine the fires happen in California again. Instead of us depending on FEMA and the government and crowdfunding, we now have an FBA coin that says, oh, we have an emergency relief fund just in case. So now we're first on the scene to help and benefit our people. We don't have to wait on the government. Think about how powerful that is. We don't got to wait on FEMA dollars. We don't have to wait on nobody, no handouts, no people to feel sorry for us. We now can come and bring elevation to our people right there on the spot and help them right there on the spot because we have money set aside for that. We have cryptocurrency set aside for that. Imagine us now. We need business loans. We got a business idea and we need to start it, but we know the banks ain't gonna mess with us. Well, guess what? Now we have a decentralized bank that says, yeah, we're messing with all of them. We're not here to make money off our people. We gonna do if we charge any type of interest rate, it might be 1%. But we're gonna give you a 0 to 1% loan to start your business. Now, is it going to be big in the beginning? No, because we're not big yet. But once we really get it popping, we're going to be able to really fund your business. But we're going to give you a starter loan, at least something to say, hey, man, this is going to help you get your business started. You might have to be creative with the other funds to really get it up and running. But we got some starter money for you right now. You just pay this back. Whenever the governing body decides, because we're going to have a governing body that looks over the money, and we're going to put together a smart contract that tells us when these people need to make payments, when they need to pay us back. We might give you 3, 6, we might give you a 1-year deferment before you have to pay this thing back. We don't know yet. We got to figure that out. That's why we got to have our group of thought leaders come in and govern this coin and tell us how we can really make a huge impact in the black community, especially with loans. But one of the things I want to make sure that we do, that we have money available to give to our people to start businesses. And as the money gets bigger, as the pot grows, we're going to be able to do some phenomenal things with this. So part of it is spending money, making this currency that we can use every day in our community and circulate. And as we keep using the money keeps going back into our treasury fund, which allows us to benefit and help our people build black communities. My thing is this: we need to kick the Arab out of our community. We need to kick the Chinese out of our community. We're gonna have to buy them out and say, hey man, your liquor store now belongs to black owned. Hey, that nail salon shop that now belongs to black owned. We own it, we run it, we operate. Now, if you want to be here, you're gonna rent it from us.
Mm-hmm.
And you're gonna have to accept FBA coin so that money keeps and stays into our community. When they want to give out reparations, do we trust fiat currency really that much? No. But they can give our reparations in the form of FBA coins. So when the government comes with those $1 trillion over, they can put it in the FBA coin fund, and we can disseminate it to all the people who's supposed to get it. It can go straight to your cryptocurrency wallet. Boom, $2 million, $4 million, whatever it is, to each black community person in your wallet, and you know it's yours, and they can't take it. And that money is going to be able to be used, because that fiat money, I don't trust these YG people. They can drop some money on us, and then the economy crash next week.
That's right.
But we know if it's locked up in crypto, who cares what happens to the dollar? As long as my crypto says it's worth this, I can go pull out yin, yang, a euro, whatever, and get my money back and get my money popping. You see how that works? So, FBA coin, man, do your due diligence. Go ahead.
Okay. Let's do this. Let's pick out a day every week where we do a FBA crypto Q&A.
Yeah, I'm
get people involved and get people to understand exactly what's your goal and what's FBA goal with this coin? Because a lot of people out there is not crypto
Right.
friendly and not familiar
They
with
ain't
it.
aware of it at
Right.
all.
Yeah,
One of the things I'm gonna do, and I will start to talk about it at least once a week. One of the things I'm gonna do is I'm gonna start holding a blockchain technology course, blockchain 101 on my Discord. So if you're foundational Black American and you want to, matter of fact, holler at Monique. She's gonna get you up in the Discord. So send a message in the back office to Monique. She's right up here on the panel. She's in our Discord. She's gonna get you acclimated into what we're trying to do on the Discord, because a lot of this information y'all going to hear me start cutting back from a lot of the real information, and we're gonna have to get it to a secret location, because we're giving out too much strategy and game that
Exactly.
TikTok, it's, I mean, people are starting, my page is already targeted, it's already targeted, so people are going to start coming in, and they're going to want to listen in, and they're going to want to understand how we're moving, and we can't show our hand right away. So the Discord is going to be where I'm going to start doing blockchain 101 courses. So because here's the thing, I don't think anybody understands the blockchain like I understand it.
Wait, too much. One. Let me pause you for 1 quick second. Are you wrapping up to sign out? I'm
Yeah,
only asking because there's some people I wanted to hear this conversation, specifically.
much.
I can
Excuse
go.
me.
I
Let's
can go
do
15, 20 more minutes. I can go 15,
no
20
much.
more.
Okay,
Let's save
I'll
it.
be right
Let's
back.
save it for Friday. Let's save it for Friday. Let's do it Friday or Thursday tomorrow. Let's do it. Don't rush and do this because a lot of people need to understand the process on blockchain. It's a delicate
Yeah,
situation.
it's a delicate situation. And here's what I tell people, man. Listen, don't wait for me. Start
Do some
doing
research. Yep.
start doing your due diligence now. There's all types of tools. You can go on YouTube right now and type in blockchain 101 and get a great understanding. What I should be doing is just reinforcing information so that you know it's real. You should
Yeah.
already have an understanding of blockchain, but I'm gonna unlock some things in your mind of what blockchain can actually do. Now, every time I talk like this, people are like, oh, shh, because they don't
No,
want me. Because listen, the dominant society doesn't really understand what blockchain is.
that's right.
I mean, don't get me wrong, they understand what it is, but it's really not mainstream what I'm about to talk about, what the blockchain technology really is. The blockchain technology, if I want to be honest with you, it's a gift from the Most High. It's
Thank you.
freedom. It's
Yep.
true freedom. I want you to hear me. It's true freedom. The transparency. Listen, it's like having a Carfax on steroids. If you guys know what Carfax is, you know everything about that car, the ins and outs, but it's decentralized. You can put the Carfax on the blockchain, and that'll just make the Carfax even stronger.
Hmm.
It's our culture. Blockchain is really us. It's like taking the spirit of a Black American and infusing it with technology. That's what the blockchain is.
Yep.
It's the
Yep.
highest level of integrity, the highest level of justice. You're talking about justice and fairness. We know if we lived in a real system that was fair, we would dominate that system.
Yep.
We would dominate. Well, that's the blockchain. That's what I'm saying. Our blockchain is like Noah's Ark. We need to get all our people on the blockchain. It's the ark. There's a flood coming, and it's going to wipe out the banking system. It's going to wipe it out. The banking system is not going to be able to stand too much longer. And the ark that we're going to use to free our people and get our people out of it is the blockchain technology. So whoever invented the blockchain technology, I know they try to credit to a Japanese dude or whatever, and nobody knows where he's at or who he is or what's going on with this brother. But however we got the blockchain, understand it is a gift from the Most High. And if we really understand what it is, and that's what I want everybody to,
Hmm.
that's what I want to try to do. If we really understand what it is, we can get on this blockchain and we can dominate before anybody else does it. Everybody's focused on Bitcoin. Let them focus on Bitcoin. We're going to focus on the technology that Bitcoin is on. Blockchain technology. That's where we want to win at.
It's that's what a lot of people don't understand much, is that a lot of folks, when they hear the term Bitcoin, it's I want in, I want in, I want in. The average Joe cannot get in
You
Bitcoin
can't get in
right now.
Bitcoin. Let me tell you,
It's too much money.
the next Bitcoin is the FBA coin, people. This is the next rush. When I fully release it out to the public, we're in the phase 1. We still need to raise $500,000 to $1 million before I release this thing. We actually need to raise more, because if we look at the blueprint that Donald Trump put out for us when he did his meme coin, his Donald Trump coin, where he made $33 billion. Understand what a meme coin is. A meme coin only makes money for the celebrity. It doesn't make money for the people. Now, a lot of people made millions. I think 500 people became millionaires from investing in the Donald Trump meme coin.
But you have to be the first person on it.
But you got to be, exactly. You got to be first, and you got to trust that. I mean, Donald Trump carries that name, so that name is really carrying the coin. That coin doesn't do anything. It doesn't have any smart contracts. It's a meme coin. It doesn't do nothing. The FBA coin, it has smart contracts. The FBA coin is actually designed to keep money in the black community. The FBA coin has a treasury attached and a Dow government. It's sophisticated. It's built to last forever.
And this is set up to go against everything that we've been experiencing in the banking industry and
Come on.
other markets like housing, buying real estate. There'll be no redlining. You're going to get money from us at what kind of interest rate? Too much?
0 to 1%, if anything, because we're not trying to make money off our people.
Exactly. And the returns on it will be co-opted or shared amongst the holders.
Come on, man.
And I've noticed too much. That's why I say, you pick out a day, and I think the best day would be Friday, because a lot of people crash out on these apps Monday through Thursday. They get tired of it, and I notice Fridays is like a chill day, because you can't find nobody on them too much. So, I'm thinking that my opinion is, host a Friday, coming on a Friday live, maybe like this time. And let's just see what happens, because I mean, it has to get out there. I mean, the information is powerful, but you can't rush this information, because a lot of folks don't understand the blockchain. They don't understand the process.
Right. So that's one of the reasons why I want to do the blockchain 101 course.
Because imagine this: if you what people have to understand is that you taking out more than the middleman. You taking out all three. You taking out all three types of people that takes from $1.
Yeah.
That's what folks don't understand. That's what this blockchain doing. You are the banker.
Yes.
Yeah, you yourself. We as a community, not one person.
Right.
So that's why I say it's important that they understand that part. It's just, you are the banker. You don't need anyone else to move your money around but you.
And the beautiful thing about this coin is we make it what it is. The people make it. The Foundation of Black Americans make this coin what it is. The copper colored races make this coin what it is. If we support it, it don't matter what the dominant society do. If we support it, it's gonna pop. Like I said, if we get 10 million people to adopt the FBA coin, it's already bigger than Bitcoin. Bitcoin worth what, 100,000 a coin right now? If we get 10 million people to adopt the FBA coin, it's game over for Bitcoin.
And we can do that. Yeah, we can do it.
20 million adopted. If we get all 43 million adopted, man, we are Listen, we are trillionaire. Listen, we ain't gonna be worried about nobody reparations. It's just gonna be added money because we're balling out of control. And the beautiful thing, it doesn't matter who owns it, because we we can't say only foundational Black Americans own. Doesn't matter who owns this coin. If they own this coin, they're investing in our community, whether they want to or not. So YT people can own this coin. Asians can own this coin. Hispanics can own this coin. And guess what it does? It benefits foundational Black Americans.
Facts.
So I know you. I mean, I'm agreeing with you. I think that was Kevin that said, or whomever said, Friday is like the busiest day. I'm agreeing with you. These days are to spread or to gain the interest of being in the room at the time when the explanation is given about what the blockchain is. When we're talking about all the steps that we'll need to take and all the information, all the boards and all that stuff. That's the separate conversation. But right now, what he's doing is like, this is what we're going to do, or this is something that can benefit us. This is how it can benefit us to a certain extent, and just to build the interest. But the spearhead conversations will be outside of the app.
Yeah. Because like I said, we're still in phase 1. You know, we got phase 2, phase 3, phase 4, and phase 5 to go. Then the phase 5, the end game is to get it on its own blockchain. That's the end game, to have the FBA blockchain. So when it gets to phase 5, it's game. Listen, this is our WAR tactic. This is our we'll be the biggest, most powerful people in the world. Do you understand me? In the world with this cryptocurrency. I don't want to go in. Like I said, I gotta have some of it. I gotta take some of this stuff off the TikTok. But there's only 27 people in the room. I'm not, one thing I learned about business is you can talk, and I've talked. Listen, me personally, I've spoken to a room of thousands of people before, me and 1,000 people listening to me, and this is what I've learned. And this is business 101. You can speak to a room of 1,000 people. Out of 1,000 people, 100 are going to catch fire.
Yep.
And out of the 100 that catch fire, only 10 are going to try to do something with the information. Yep. And out of the 10 that do something with the information, only 3 are going to actually become successful. Like successful to where everybody can see their success. That's why I don't get mad about telling people game, because I know there's not a lot of doers out there. There's a lot of watchers. There's a lot of pretenders. There's a lot of people on the sideline looking, but there's very few people that are actually doers. That's why when I run into a doer, hey, we gotta work. Doers, we gotta stick together, because we're the ones that's gonna build something. Everybody else is gonna watch what we build, but we're the ones that actually gonna suffer and go through the trial and error to get this thing off the ground. The doers and the builders, we gotta stick together. We gotta be lock and key with this thing, because everybody else, they're watching us. They're getting inspiration from watching us.
Reverberating the conversation we had earlier about music.
Right.
But yeah, absolutely.
So listen, anything I do, I got belief in myself, so I know I can do it. So I'm not afraid of nothing. And I always say this, listen, I'm prepared to get 50,000 no's. If you're not prepared to get 50,000 no's, don't start that business. You're wasting your time.
Got you.
I don't care who tells me no. I already believe in it, and I know what I know. You just don't know, but I know. So I'm gonna keep pushing the line until I get enough doers with me, and then it's gonna pop.
A whole nother level.
Yep.
Whole nother level.
Most high.
Yeah. So Friday we'll talk. I'll take you up on that, Chief. We'll talk about this again. I'll bring back up the FBA coin, and we'll lay it out for the people. We'll see who want to come in the room and get this knowledge and information. Tuesdays, probably not next Tuesday, but probably the Tuesday after. I'm gonna start doing something on the Discord.
Sounds good.
I want to know about blockchain and really learn about it and really get the understanding that I got from it. Come to the blockchain 101 course. I'm gonna keep it very basic on the Discord, because I want everybody to have a strong foundation. But once I build this foundation, Boy, we going all the way to the moon. We going all the way to Mars. We going all the way to Jupiter and Saturn with this thing. I'm about to show y'all what this blockchain really.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, thank you, brothers and sisters, for this, man.
Yep.
I needed this, man. Yeah, I know God is working through you brothers and sisters on TikTok and other platforms. I needed this. This is something I'm good at.
Oh yeah,
Yep.
man, listen, I
We
can't even
need
tell
it
y'all
too.
other things. Listen, man. There's other people that are working on the same thing that I'm doing, and we're talking about hooking up and getting together.
Uh-oh. You know
So,
that's gonna strike fear in some people, but hey,
What it be? It's supposed to.
man,
Yep.
listen.
It's
There are
supposed to.
people who are even more with the blockchain than I am, and I don't think there's anybody that really understands it like me. I'm gonna stand on that. But there are people out there who have an understanding of blockchain technology, and they're already working on some things in the background, and we are connecting. I am going to be connected to these people very, very soon. I already got my foot in the door with somebody's going to introduce me to these people, and we're going to start getting. Listen, I can't wait to get around. I can't wait to get around those brothers and sisters, man. We are going to take it to the
me
next
either.
level.
Mm-hmm.
I'm right there.
Yes, indeed, Monique, you are. We're going to take it to the next level. I'm telling you, our generational wealth is secured. We don't got to worry about the dominant society and what they got going on anymore. We're building our own system, and they won't be able to compete when we build this system. We're about to own it. When you were talking about getting our land back, we about to own. How you not gonna give me my land back? I own everything. I got the real money.
Can't give me nothing I own.
That
Yeah.
part.
I mean, I own everything. How you gonna tell me I can't get this land back? You try to stop me. How about that? You try, but this blockchain says it's all mine. We control the blockchain. He who controls the blockchain will control the world. And we are going to be the ones controlling that because nobody really, people are just looking at it like it's Bitcoin. Bitcoin is the distraction, y'all.
Mm-hmm.
Bitcoin is
Trojan
the
horse.
distraction. The blockchain technology, that's way more
Yep.
valuable than Bitcoin. Way more valuable. The decentralized ledger is way more valuable than the actual cryptocurrency. And
And
we
it's running on everything. Everything is going to be ran on the
everything
blockchain.
is running on
Everything.
blockchain. Everything. Listen, governments, listen. When I keep telling you about contracts, you can't. There's no such thing as a predatory contract in the blockchain. The blockchain is very transparent, open, and it's very meticulous. If you don't do this, that, you don't get anything. If you do 9/10 of it, you don't get none of it. You got to do all of it. It's very disciplined. It's very well structured. It's very well organized. It's very matter of fact. If you don't do the matter of fact, you get nothing. We're going to put the FBA code of honor on the blockchain. There's going to be a way to get people who are off code out the paint. You're going to want to be on code because there's not going to be any rewards for being off code. That's
You,
another conversation.
yeah.
That's a whole
You,
nother
yep.
conversation.
You have to look like people out there. You have to look at blockchain like AI. Look how many jobs AI has eliminated. Just imagine what blockchain gonna do.
Hmm. Y'all know they're talking about taking the penny out of the circulation.
Oh yes, I have heard that lately. So they
But
see
that's
what's
for another
coming.
reason.
So they're so strongly trying to go to digital currency that they're willing to take the penny out of circulation, which is going to raise prices for
Yeah.
everything else that we
We've
purchase
already
on.
been digital. We have already been digital for the
Yeah, we've
past
Oh,
already
they're
5
going to
been
years
take. They're
or
going
currency.
to
even
get rid
longer.
of currency. Period.
Hmm.
So I mean,
Fractional
like
banking proved that we're already digital when they made it so the banks don't have to have any money on reserve. And
absolutely.
That's
I
right.
mean,
listen,
like
I'm telling
they.
you, a
Well, I'm just talking
corporation,
about the actual coin and dollar. They're
Understood.
trying to erase the physical of that.
let me
So
tell you what's coming. Let me tell you what's coming. Corporations are now going to have their own bank. Every corporation is going to have their own debit card, and they're going to start paying you on that debit card.
well,
That
that's
debit
that's
card,
absolutely going on. That's how we get our paychecks now.
that debit card is not that. Listen. There's no real currency. It's all credit that they're giving you,
Correct.
and you spend that credit like it's real money.
Which is what money is a note. It's Just
So
assume you've done it.
so understand when you well
Pardon
whatever
me.
your company could be Sam and Son. Sam and Son is going to have a bank account. It's going to have a debit card that may say Sam and Son, or it may say one bank or some little small bank, and says you have to get your paycheck on this coin. If you don't, they're going to make. They're going to say, well, you got to wait a month before you get your paycheck. But if you want to get paid every single day that you work, you're going to accept this thing. That's how they're going to introduce it. Then they're going to say it's mandatory. You can't get paid without our bank account, without our bank. So you're going to have your regular bank, and then you're going to have this bank. And it's really going to do away with all the Bank of America and things like that, because each corporation is going to have their own bank now, because they don't have to have any reserves on hand. And they're going to pay you with nothing more than credit. The people who are going to have the real money are going to be the elite.
Yep.
They're the only ones that are going to have real money. You are the one who's going to be using credit. And the reason why they've been trying to push this global thing, because they want you to use because again, it's going to be once you start using this money outside the United States, it's going to get harder and harder and harder if they're not connected to the banking system. That's why blockchain is going to be so important, because it's going to allow you freedom to move and do and have money any and everywhere in every system. But what they really want to do, and see, they weren't thinking Trump was going to come in office and do what he's doing. Trump is actually messing everything up they're trying to do with the banking system. But what they really, like I said, what they really want to do is they want to lock you in to their own centralized banking system, and where you can't get out, to where your money doesn't spend outside of this country. That's what they really want to lock you into, because that's how they can control it. The same way they try to play sharecroppers with those little button coins that weren't worth anything, that you can only spend at the company stole. That's what they want to do today.
Yep.
That's what they want to do today. They want you only spending your money at the company Walmart, at the company stove, and that's it. Because this
And
over here.
and for anyone that's invested in crypto right now, any type of crypto, a certain crypto, you are a walking bank right now.
Right now.
That you just don't, it just haven't been
Revealed.
implemented, revealed.
Okay.
Yeah. So
Listen, what's going to
learn
happen
this
when,
blockchain.
yeah, what's going to happen when Trump starts pushing out, because he already invested $2.5 billion in the blockchain technology. Just so y'all know, he already invested $2.5 trillion. So what's going to happen when all these Bitcoin ATM machines pop up, these blockchain ATM machines start popping up? We got a few of them out there now, but what happens when they're really mainstream, like all over and everywhere? That's when you know it's real. And that's when you know it's time to switch over your money. But don't be late. Don't be late. Don't wait. Get on it now. Get on it early. The early bird. See, the only reason why Bitcoin is more powerful right now, because it was first. It pays to be first. That don't make you the smartest because you first. That don't make you the best because you first. That makes you first.
I'm gonna say this, and I'm gonna bounce on out much. People have to understand. In 2009 or
Yes.
8, Bitcoin
2009.
was 9 cents.
Yes,
Yep.
it was.
And look where it's at right now. 111,000.
Yes, yes, indeed. I remember when Bitcoin came out 2009, I told my mentor, man, this is the greatest thing since sliced bread, man. This is it, man. We need to switch. We need to invest in Bitcoin. And my mentor said, man, stocks, bonds, mutual funds, commodities, that's never going to be real. These are the things that have been tested for 100 years. This is where it's always been. Don't waste your money. I wish I would have just put $100.
That's you too.
I wish I would have just put $100. Matter of fact, I probably wouldn't be here. I would have been unalived already. They would have took me out the game. Okay, they would have took me out.
Did you what like the gentleman did yesterday? He had $360 million worth of Bitcoin. He kidnapped someone for $60 million. Now tell me that ain't greed.
That's greed at its finest, ain't
That's it. So
it?
he knew exactly what this stuff was.
Oh, talk about money in America, man.
Yes, indeed. But hey, y'all, I got to get up out of here. We'll continue this conversation. We'll start doing Fridays where we talk about, we'll talk about money. We'll talk about cryptocurrency. I have a book right now that y'all can get. It's called Why Ball on a Budget When You Can Budget and Ball. It's all about teaching people how to budget their money. If you're not saving minimum $1,000 a month, you're beyond broke. You're beyond broke. If you can't afford to save $1,000 a month, you are beyond broke. And I want y'all to understand. I want to drill that in your head. Get in the habit of saving at minimum $1,000 a month. I don't care how much you make. Put yourself in that situation where you can get ahead. That's the only way that things are going to change. $1,000 a month is when your life begins to change. When you got $100,000 in the bank, that's the beginning of wealth. That's not wealth, but that's the beginning of wealth. That's when any sophisticated financial planner, any institution will take you seriously and invest your money and make sure it grows. Anything less than that, nobody wants to spend their time. So start generating wealth. Wealth happens when you budget and ball, not ball on a budget. And I'll end it right there. Everybody have a nice day.
Are you coming on tomorrow?
I'll be on tomorrow. Yeah, I'll be on tomorrow.
Okay.
Yep,
Peace, brother. You know where I'm at with you.
I got you. Appreciate everybody, man. Take care. Peace out.
Have a good day.
Mm-hmm.